Golan-Globus, welcome back. And if any of you bots are listening in today, I just got to let you know, some action podcasts out there, we call them the 99%, they give 1%. But here at Golan-Globus Theater, we're the 1% that gives you 99%, Murray. Why is that? We do the whole fucking movie. Cover the whole thing.
Twice sometimes.
Like
this time.
Golan-Globiacs. You know there's a lot of new happening in my life. And one of those new news is last Saturday, a few days ago now, our faithful companion, not Mattingly, he's fine, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Is it fortunately?
He's actually transcribing everything we're saying with a quill.
Right. Just in case.
Yeah.
We couldn't find enough stone tablets for him to chisel.
He's a scribe. He is a Swedes and scale operator. He can do it all. He is
multi-talented.
Yes.
Yes.
He is a Swiss Army knife of servants.
Well, we lost the laptop.
Yeah. We learned that hour and 15 minutes into recording this episode that you're not listening to that episode. By the way, if this episode sucks, well, that last episode that got lost was awesome. So don't blame us. Blame the laptop.
The metaphor, the wordplay. We were just bouncing. It was just
riffing, griffin, and spliffing.
Sometimes you just get that energy. You know, you've heard it before.
I was asleep, literally, before. And then the power of Frogtown made me jumpy.
Yeah.
And I was killing it. I don't know if I can replicate that. You know, I saw something when Bob Odenkirk was he was doing the rounds for the last season of Better Call Saul.
Right.
And he said, and I agree with him, he's like, I don't know what show he was on, but they were like, did you ever consider doing stand-up? And he said no, because when I tell a joke, I'm done with it. I don't want to tell. That's why I do improv. I don't want to tell it again, and I feel the exact same way. Like that's why the show isn't scripted, people, because you're going to get a totally new show compared to that show that doesn't exist anymore.
I know. I like this because I floated the idea to you multiple times where I said I really want to redo Hero and the Terror as some kind of...
Why? It's been done.
It's just
move on.
Amusing because we have evolved so much.
But I just think there's so many movies I want to get to, and I got to go back to a Chuck Norris movie.
I think it would be very entertaining to do that and just have a
You know what? I'll put that up on the Twitter as a poll. We'll see. If people want us to do it, and if they win, I'll think about it.
Yeah, I think it would be a fun thing to do. And Murray's like, no, I'd have to go re-listen to the episode.
Well, not re-listen. I'd have to listen to it.
Yeah, good.
And I don't want to do that.
Right. You don't. You just admitted it. Yeah. I wouldn't know what I did last time because we make it up. Of course not.
That's why we need to listen, just to make sure we're not repeating ourselves.
Well, we did 40 minutes. And I remember covering the chair seat for 3 to 9 of those minutes. So
wait, the first episode was 40 minutes?
I don't remember how long it was.
No, it was at least an hour.
I feel like we awkwardly rambled on about what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
10 minutes or so.
I agree. Well, somebody needs to know.
Somebody does need to know.
But I got to see Griff lose his shit. He smashed the.
This is true.
He pulled a Pete Townsend on us and was smashing his equipment. Scared the fuck out of Millie.
Oh, poor Millie. When she gets upset, or I should say, when I get upset and I go into Goblin Griff mode, Millie runs and hides in the closet, and it breaks my heart every time.
Well, get it under control.
It's a once-a-year thing.
Oh, yeah.
I get to break it out once a year. What do you do when you rage out? You never rage out?
I try not to because I could kill somebody if I rage out. So I try to keep it contained.
Right.
What are you going to do?
I didn't put anybody in harm's way.
I can harm somebody, so I have to always be under control.
All right, Murray.
Griff, rageaholic. Add that to the list, people.
Is that of my bad features? What bad qualities as a human being? Rageaholic? Yeah. Okay. Yes, everybody do that. Now, I will say I did get the chance because last time we were doing a double feature, and I just didn't get a chance to watch Hell Comes to Frogtown twice. So I got to watch it again today. With lowered expectations, it's not as bad of a movie for me. Still not great.
No, it's not great. It wasn't great the first time I saw it many moons ago. Can we play some flashback music?
You want flashback music? I have to finish this tonight / tomorrow.
Music. I'm waiting for the music. By the way, how about that opening song? We gave you the Slayer Frogger mashup you never thought you needed to hear. What other podcast does that? I asked you a question, Griff. What other podcast does that?
You looked at the laptop like you were asking the audience. Usually when we're talking to you guys
I'm staring at the laptop because I don't want it to die on us. I mean, did we really explain what happened? We're like an hour and 15 in, all right? And then Griff looks over and is like, oh, shit, it's not recording.
Yeah.
And then, fortunately, an hour of it had gotten recorded.
Right.
And so we're like, woo, at least we have that.
Yeah.
We can just go back.
I cut what we had there. I saved it to the hard drive. It gave us some kind of input error, so like with the USB device to the mixer and all that. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll save this content so we have an hour. And we don't have to restart new. We just have to do the last 5 to 10 minutes. We've done this before.
Yeah.
It's perfect. We got this. Then we started up again.
Go through the scene one more time.
Right. And we're looking over like we're doing now. And I got the sun directly in my face.
I looked over for that one, and I'm like, we were like 5 minutes into it. And I'm like, hey,
it's doing
stop.
it again.
So we fucked with it again.
Yeah, we fucked with it again. Then I went to... did I restart? No, that was when I hit it.
Well, no, we know because we started up one more time.
Yeah.
And it was like for a minute. And then it cut out. And then the rage came out. Mm-hmm. Bruce Banner became the Incredible Hulk.
That's right. So I hit the laptop. The screen started freaking out. I pulled out the USB to restart it. And when it tried to restart, it was like, you don't have a hard drive, sir.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
We called it quits. And
well, we had to. We had no other choice. And I jinxed us anyway because when we were recording the Miami Vice episode, that, by the way, everyone's talking about the Miami Vice. Elgato. Everyone's like, I'm being Elgato for Halloween this year.
I'm impressed because, I do tour the Halloween USAs. I haven't bought a Halloween costume since I peaked when I did John Claude from Kickboxer. And even that was homemade. But still,
the best kind.
I still like to just see what Halloween USA and Spirit, because the Midwest, we're just full of strip malls with empty buildings.
Well, I think the whole country is.
That's most of the country too, but especially here in the suburbs of Detroit. And so I could find an empty Kmart in 2 minutes for you if you wanted. And there's going to be a Spirit Halloween next door to it any minute now. And just look at the costumes, and Elgato is one whole aisle because he had that many outfits.
Yeah, and then there's Sonny Burnett. It's just a rubber band for your nang chin.
It's just a rubber band.
Yeah.
Clip-on ponytail if you don't have.
Yeah, thank us. Thank Stuart. Thank the Lord for Elgato.
That's right.
What were we talking about?
Well, I know what you want to get to, because we do want to talk about this movie instead of rambling on about Griff's rage. Can we stop about my rage?
Anger management.
I want to put that behind me.
Do they
now.
have a good anger management thing for this new job you have?
I think they have an app for that.
Okay, they have an app for everything.
That's what they kept saying. It's like, we have an app for this, and I was like, fucking Christ. What a half-ass way to try to help people. Like, we have an app for that? Maybe it would help. I don't know.
Look into it.
It seems half-assed.
I'm looking.
I know, you're mesmerized. It's like we have a lava lamp.
Well,
in the studio now.
because Griff loves to sandbag me and say, you're too quiet. And then it's always his fuck-ups with the volume is the problem, and it's my problem. So I wind up screaming into the mic, and then my voice is fucking raw and bleeding.
It's all coming out now.
All of it. Well, that's the thing. We're transparent. Everyone tries to put up like a pose. Like, we're the most perfect podcast, and they suck in real life.
Well,
we're awesome, but
like
we're
I
still
said,
telling you we're not perfect.
Yeah, they're the 99%. We're the 1%.
Right.
That does the 99%. Because we do.
That's the mentality of the real 1%. We do the 99% of the work.
Right.
That's why we're the 1%.
Right.
That's why we should get all the money.
But we proved that oxymoron wrong because we actually are the 1% of podcasters because we don't do a 30-minute show, which Aubrey reminds us, that is the most popular time format for
How
a
can
podcast.
you get into anything in 30 minutes?
We're still getting into my rage issues, the laptop issues. Like, there's not enough time.
Like I said, we're transparent. We don't lie to our followers like most people do.
That's right.
We give it to you raw and real. Like I said, we're the punk rock podcast. We tell it to you like it is.
That's right.
Frogtown.
The only time we pull punches is when Joe Coleman's in the studio.
Well, 'cause he would kick our ass.
Because he would strangle us.
Yeah.
He would murder us
Right.
easily. I mean, there's multiple objects he could put us through just in my kitchen alone. And if he
Real glass.
real glass. Cry me a
Clean
river,
river.
Phil. I don't think he said Phil, but still.
Cry me a river, Joe.
Joe. All right, Murray. Let's talk about.
Let's talk about more pain from
More
my
pain.
past. Let's talk about my own personal 9/11.
Yeah.
We were talking about 9/11. There's a whole generation that doesn't know or give a fuck about 9/11. Remember, everyone was acting like we were never. It's the same thing happened with Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Like, we're never going to. A day will live in infamy. We'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Nobody cares anymore.
There was.
I'm surprised there's not 9/11 sales now,
Right.
Get your mattress.
Show those terrorists who's buying
Exactly.
mattress.
That's how they would twist it.
Oh, my God.
Well, that was the whole thing. It was like, go out and buy shit. That's what Bush said.
Oh,
you
he
know?
did?
Yes.
You're right. I remember this.
Because it's the only way we can function in America. Capitalism.
I
Buy
remember.
shit.
Oh, my God. Now this turned into a 9/11 podcast.
Yeah, well, I got some theories.
Oh.
Jet fuel.
Oh, my God. I didn't realize this. Do you remember hearing about the documentary called Loose Change?
No.
So, it was like a year. No, I think it was like 4 or 5 years after 9/11. This guy came out with a documentary called doing some heavy lifting there, called Loose Change, and the guy asks a bunch of questions, and so it's that perfect do your own research type, but early internet do your own research, and a lot of celebrities were like, "This guy's onto something," and I hate to say it, one of the people who's going along with it.
Danny Masterson?
That
He's
was
a-
the guy.
he's in the
That
news.
was the guy I was talking about earlier, and I was like, you know what I keep hearing about? And then
Oh, yeah.
you riffed, and I
He's
forgot.
going to
where I
die
was
in
going.
prison. He deserves
I
it.
didn't realize his brother was the older
Yeah.
brother, and Malcolm in the
And
middle.
his sister was on Walking Dead.
No shit.
They're all a bunch of weirdo Scientologists.
I was gonna say it's the Scientology connection.
Yeah.
Fuck
Only
everybody.
the only good Scientologist is Wingshauser.
Fuck everybody who said a convicted. What is he? A sex offender or
He's a rapist.
rapist? Fuck
Which
everybody.
first of all, Castor Oil or whatever fucking Nicolas Cage's character's name was in Face Off predicted it. 'Cause remember, he tried to rape Castor Oil's daughter. Remember in that movie?
Yes, I do. What does that have to do with Danny Masterson?
He was the rapist. He played the role of teenage rapist.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. Holy shit, you're right. What was I getting at? Oh, David Lynch. He did an interview, and he was like, this Loose Change movie, it's just asking good questions. I really don't. We were all in such a state of confusion at that time. So
No, I knew that Al-Qaeda did it and Iraq didn't, and I was kind of got my facts.
Yeah. So I don't know where Mr. Lynch stands on it today. I hope he's
I'm shocked David Lynch knows about anything that's going on outside of his own head.
right. So I feel like that one scene was big enough for him to pull him away, and he was like, "What the fuck?" and was weird about it. But then I feel like he might have gone back to David Lynch world. I hope
But back to the Black Lodge.
back to the Black Lodge. Fan favorite of ours that we haven't talked about in so long, the Trash Lodge.
Why has Neil Breen uncovered the mystery of 9/11? You figure that I don't know. I haven't seen all his movies yet. So
Yeah, we
maybe
still
there
have
is
like
one.
3 to go.
Yeah, and then at 4 if that new one comes out.
God, that new one. You've been teasing us, Mr. Breen, for so long.
He's waiting. He's got to go to Cannes. It's got to go to all the film festivals first.
Yeah.
Then he'll release it. He's going to save the movie industry.
Yeah. 2 more topics on 9/11 real quick. I read one teacher who teaches like junior high kids, and she was just like, I hate this 9/11 like memorial type day. She's like, when my school is like, we have to do like a little thing about what happened on 9/11. Let's talk about it. She's like, these kids are way too young. Are not too young in age. They're so far from it. Yeah. They don't give a shit. They didn't live through it. She's like, it's part of edgy meme culture to them. So I remember where I was and like how it was hard for me, and these kids just make fun of it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore with junior high kids.
Well, you need to move on. I mean, I think kids should be taught it, but you got to move on. I mean, it's good. It's good in a way that people have moved on.
Yeah, I think it's
bad shit happens.
Yeah,
you should know about it. People, we should teach that we had slavery in America.
Yes.
It was a bad thing,
yes.
And we stopped it.
You know, do you remember the congressman from like Carolina, Madison Cawthorn, in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Did you see the Twitter post he had?
No.
He said he put up something that was so fucking base. He's like, yes, America lost 2,000 people to this horrible attack, and then we went and murdered like 2 million Middle Easterners.
He said that?
He said that.
Wow.
And so the Republicans all dunked all over him. Like, how the fuck could you go and say something like that on 9/11? Because it's the fucking truth? For once in his life, Madison Cawthorn.
This episode will not be on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope it won't get taken down. Can I tell you my one horror connection with 9/11? And that's it.
Did you rage out on it? Is that what the rage started?
That's where it started. That's where it started. To impress girls in high school, I used to walk to my friend's house just around the block from my high school.
Were you in high school when 9/11 occurred?
Yeah, I was a junior or freshman.
Okay.
It's my first year. It was in my first week or something of being in high school. So that was a pretty weird day. But my friend told me I could no longer listen to System of a Down because their people might have been behind it.
What? They're Armenian.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so for a while there, I was like, my friend might be right about this because I was an idiot.
What do they have to do with girls?
Oh, that story was I used to tackle trash cans on the way home to impress girls because you were saying about my rage. And so
that's just weird.
Leading into it.
That's just weird.
I wanted to impress girls. It worked. They thought it was funny.
I only know if one woman listens. Aubrey, does that impress girls? Because I need to get laid. So maybe I need to start tackling trash cans.
Maybe if you're 15 again, hanging around with 15-year-olds.
I'm 15 at heart.
15.
All right.
Let's
get back to my own personal. This is worse than 9/11. This is my experience with Hell Comes. I say Hell Goes. Hell Comes on Frogtown. Okay. Give you a little backstory, people. Everyone knows I'm the biggest Rowdy Roddy Piper fan, and I'm going to tell you why. Back in the day, for all you under 40-year-olds or people who don't watch wrestling, you probably think that the WWF invented wrestling, and no, that's not true. WWF ruined wrestling because back in the old days, you had things called territories. A territory was basically what it sounds like. It was a section of the country where a promotion ran. Detroit had one. We had Big Time Wrestling that was run by the original Sheik. Not the Iron Sheik, the original Sheik. WWF at that time was just the Northeast. It was WWF. Northeast, New York, and I think like Eastern Pennsylvania.
Right.
And then you had like Georgia, and you had Mid-South that was in like
Carolina.
Louisiana. That was Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic.
The Carolinas.
I believe.
You had Georgia, Florida. You had world-class wrestling in Dallas-Fort Worth.
I think there was Missouri wrestling as well, because Jim's always talks
St.
about
Louis.
St. Louis.
Yes, there was. You had Portland was big.
Portland.
Big promotion. You had Calgary, Stampede Wrestling, where all the Hart family came from.
That's right.
So, yes, and so it gave wrestlers options. They could just go, if they were getting a shitty deal, they would just quit and move on to another territory.
And then another thing Jim always talks about, If you need to get away from an audience, you need to figure yourself out, you can just go to a different territory. Not a lot of this shit's being taken.
If you have a shitty gimmick, you can make a new one somewhere else.
Reinvent yourself in a new place.
Go learn a new hold.
There's not a bunch of footage on you, quite possibly, so it's like you can reinvent yourself.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, people, you had no idea. All you knew was your wrestling territory. You had no idea about what was going on. So, where was I going with this? Oh, so I knew nothing about wrestling because at the time Detroit was dying. I think it was when I was a little kid. I think it died in like 80. So I would have been 6. So I had no idea, and it was on channel 62. That was how glow it was. So I had no concept of wrestling. I mean, I guess I knew about it, yet I'd never seen it. So my first experience with wrestling is in '84 when Vince McMahon Jr. bought WWF from his father, and then decided to go national. So like when everybody knows like Hulk Hogan and all that shit. So before that, it was September. Looks like it is now. Your mom takes you shopping to get your school clothes. You had the little kiosks in the mall. Got your iron-on shirts. And I was looking through, and I was like, oh, my God, this is it.
The little fucking bifolder.
Yeah, a little folder. Yeah. This is amazing. I have to get this shirt. Black Panther head. I want to say something vaguely Japanese. I don't remember if it was a kanji or it was a rising. I think it was a rising sun because that was hot in the early 80s. People love the rising sun for some reason. And I said, I'm going to be the most popular kid in school. I didn't think that, but I was like, I want that.
This is your tackling trash cans.
Yes.
It's going to make the girls want you and the guys want to be you.
So I got it. First time I wore it at school. People, wow, fucking Roddy Piper motherfucker, giving me shit. I guess because I'm white and I went to a prominently black school, all white people look the same. So they probably thought I was trying to look like Roddy Piper. And I'm like, what? Roddy who? What are you talking about? So I did my research because I think we got cable by then. The USA Network had Primetime Wrestling, which later became Monday Night Raw. And I was watching it, and I was like, fuck Hulk Hogan. Everyone's telling me I'm supposed to like Hulk Hogan, eat my vitamins, say my prayers, all that shit. I always saw through that guy. I knew there was something off about that guy.
Oh, he's totally off.
And his nemesis, Roddy Piper. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to embrace this. I'm not going to reject it. I'm going to wear this shirt proudly. I'm going to embrace Roddy Piper.
Well, Roddy's the one getting booed. You went to school. You got booed. You identified
Yes, I love that. This shows you how sick I am. I would rather be in an arena where everyone hated me than loved me. I would eat it up. If I just came out, everybody booed me and wanted to kill me.
I don't know what to do when too many people greet me at once. Like, I had my first day at work and everything, and various people are saying hi to you, but it's not like like in person when you're saying hi, you can say hi right back and you're done with it.
Right.
But when you have just an ongoing chat, because it's an online job, and you have people staggering in their hellos, I'm not going to keep saying hello multiple times. No, you get one hello, and that's covered for everybody. I don't want babyface life. I want to be a fucking loner weirdo and not talk to anybody.
Yeah, that's the ideal for everybody. I don't want to talk to people. I just want to do my job. So I went back, did my research. I saw all the amazing things he did. The busting a coconut over Jimmy Snuka's head.
Ooh.
So I was like, this is my guy. I'm a Piper guy. Getting the fucking wearing the kilt, huge heat, especially back then.
You couldn't do that.
Man in a skirt, piss people off.
Right.
And he had that Panther shirt. So I'm as big as fan. When WrestleMania 3 was announced in my hometown of Pontiac, Michigan, at the Silverdome, I told Mom that was my birthday present. I said, Mom, I gotta see. I don't care about fucking Hulk Hogan and Andre. I gotta see Roddy Piper's retirement match. Even at that point, I was like, no, this shit ain't real. I still was a mark enough that I'm like, fuck, he's gonna quit. I have to see his last match. Right. I have to be there. I have to tell my grandchildren I saw Roddy Piper's last ever match.
You got to be careful knocking. You're gonna wake up the dog.
That's true.
You're too animated. Murray's never this animated.
I'm trying to give us a great show because I'm tired. So I was there. Saw the match sucked. Adrian Adonis, hideous fat man. He beat him. They shaved his head. Roddy was gone. Okay, so cut to, I'm probably around, when did this movie come out? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I swear, I think it said 88 on IMDb. I swear it was 86. I swear it was earlier.
Okay.
Because I don't think Roddy left to do They Live. I don't think he left to do this shitty movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't do my research for that. So, a friend comes over. He's like, hey, you see that Roddy Piper movie? I'm like, what? I'm the biggest Roddy Piper fan in the world. I would know if he was in a movie. He's like, no, he's in a movie. I'm like, you're so full of shit. No, let's go to the video store. I'll show it to you. So I go, yeah, okay. So we go to the video store, some mom and pop shitholes.
What is this, a bike situation?
Walk situation.
Yeah.
It was within walking distance.
See, guys, this is walkable.
I thought, you know what? I was driving on Woodward, driving through Birmingham, and their water tower said Birmingham, a walkable city. And I thought of you. And so we go there, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I guess you were right. There's hell comes to Frogtown. I got to see this. I have to check this out. So we rented it. Not good. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at 12 or 13. I don't like it now. I'm sorry to rain on people's parade who are all excited for hearing me to talk about this.
Yeah.
I mean, because this brings up the whole idea that, in my personal opinion, I think Roddy Piper's the best wrestler turned actor out there. I think he's not an Oscar award winning actor, but compared to like The Rock or Hogan or even like the John Cena or Batista, he's the best.
Yeah.
He's got the most because he can play an everyman.
Right.
Like, he's not gigantic. He's not covered in tattoos.
He's got a craggy face.
Right.
Like the opening scenes of this movie are like, this is a fucking guy right here.
Yes.
Like, I don't get that when I look at The Rock. The Rock he's
humongous.
He's like bizarre in his own way, but they never put him in the roles that would work for him. The Rock has one specific role carved out for him in Hollywood, and they never put him in that role.
Yeah. Like I said, he needs his James Cameron. He needs somebody to find him and put him into the right movie.
Right. We don't make those types of movies. Like, if he had a villain walking nude with that fucking physique or something, he could be his own Terminator. He needs that.
Yeah.
He'll never get it.
Yeah.
It's way too late. It's 20 years into Rock's acting career.
But hey, he's rolling in dough, so I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Cry me a river, Rock.
Right. He's just never been in anything good.
Yes, but sadly, They Live's a good movie. I don't think it's great. I think it's John Carpenter's last good movie. Mm-hmm. I think Piper's fine in it. I just think it needed a bigger budget because the idea was too big for the budget that they had. Yeah. So I think that's really because we were searching for because we were like, hey, we're on a roll. We're doing all our favorites. We've only done one Piper one. We did like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's do another one. We're good. We're finding shit. Piper did a movie with Sonny Chiba. Like, that's got to be a slam dunk.
Oh my God. It's the same story every time, and it reminds me of what ills the wrestling world. Guys, we'll wrap it up soon. I'm sorry. It's illing the world of like wrestling today, where Piper is clearly a guy who would get his bullet points and go do his thing. And you don't know how he's going to get to bullet point 1, 2, and 3, but he's going to fucking hit those bullet points. Whereas when he's acting, he's being handed a script, and he's being told, I need you to deliver these lines. And you kind of see that. He's not full-on Roddy Piper. Like, he just... I've got to go over there and take a leak. I don't know. There's something missing.
I just think he, unfortunately, came up in that era where Hollywood looked down on wrestlers. They're like, you can't act. It's like, wrestling is acting. It's stunt work meets acting. That's what wrestling is. It's improv acting, but still acting. You're playing a character.
Yeah. You're doing it night after night in front of a live audience who can see you from all 4 fucking sides.
God bless John Carpenter for seeing that and not being a snob. But I think that was really his downfall, was like people weren't ready. Now, like any wrestler can become an actor now, like Batista and John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I think it was just a snobbery of Hollywood. It's much like we talk about Steve James. Steve James should have been a star, but there was this stigma like, no, the world's not ready for a black action hero. Now we are.
Didn't he have to self-produce the one movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one he like wrote and directed.
Yeah. Oh, he wrote and directed it. It's been so long. I'm sorry.
Street something.
Street
Red,
Hunter.
brown, and with the white Steve James, Red Brown, as his villain.
You gotta love that.
Street Hunter is what it was.
Street Hunter, yeah. I said it not loud enough. You gotta love that he probably went to Reb. It was like, I'm doing my own movie. Will you be my white villain? And he was like, fucking Steve James? Are you kidding me? And that's why we love Reb Brown. That's why we love him. Because he was like, Steve James, I will 100% be your villain. I will do anything you want. I will say the N-word for you.
Even though they call him Red Brown, he's not running with the Confederacy. All right, he's Yank Brown for this movie.
We got to stop yanking these people around.
Yeah, let's get into this movie. Hell comes to Golan-Globus Theater with this trailer for Hell Comes to Frogtown.
In the future, after the big war, there will come a time to rebuild and a need for a new and special kind of soldier.
This man is carrying a loaded weapon.
Prepare to meet the next great American hero.
That's where you come in.
Are you serious?
His name is...
Hell. Sam Hell.
Never heard of you.
We're going to Frogtown.
And this is the adventure he's been waiting for.
We're gonna get him out, and then you're gonna get him pregnant.
And if anyone's got a chance in hell of rescuing the virgins from the evil clutches of Toady...
It's a miracle.
Right. Let's go.
...and escaping from Frogtown...
Go, 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 go!
It's Sam.
Shit. Holy shit!
Be there for the action. The adventure.
Oh, Sam! What are you doing?
And be there for the dance of the three snakes.
Dance or die! We're all gonna die.
When hell comes to Frogtown. Starring Rowdy Roddy Piper as Sam.
Turn off!
You are one weird dude. Sandal Bergman as Nurse Spangle. Wired to blow. Hell comes to Frogtown.
Eat lead, froggies!
All right, we'll see if all of our Frogtown juices are expedited from Saturday, because you know
we're gonna try to give you our best. We're not gonna, like you said, even if this is what separates us from those pretenders, those 99%ers. Even if it's a movie we don't like, we try to find the positives. We're not just dwelling, unless it's Ginty. Fuck him.
That's right.
By the way, did you got that message from Aubrey? How Matford had an erotic dream of Robert Ginty?
Oh, I don't think I got that email.
Yeah, maybe she only went. Maybe I shouldn't. I wasn't telling.
Oh,
anybody.
jeez.
Yeah. Apparently, Matford. And I'm not gonna get into. She's like, I didn't want to ask details. He just told me erotic dream, Robert Ginty.
I imagine.
And she's like, she just put her hand over his face.
Yeah.
Shush.
I imagine fingers were going down his mouth.
I don't know. Something was going down his mouth. I don't know if it was fingers.
I think it was more of a romantic scene. He probably matched up Sfeetson with Ginty.
So it's those two on a hammock.
Oh, I don't know. What if he combined?
You know what? We need to get Matford on to confirm it. Matford, we need to bring you back for Tippy Tap, and we're gonna get into this.
Find us a new rock.
Find us an episode of a show Robert Ginty's on.
Wow,
we'll do it.
You probably have some options. There.
Yes. All right. This movie, we start out because I guess thankfully there wasn't a crawl. They just narrated it for us, told us what's happening.
Right.
Nuclear war destroyed the world. Thought could never happen.
And then they did. 10 years later.
10 years later, we're still recovering. Huge 68% of the male population gone. Because they had to go and look at the fucking mushroom cloud. Because that's what guys do.
That's what well, I mean, who doesn't remember the photo of Trump staring at the solar eclipse? That's a guy thing. Who didn't go out? I opened my mouth the whole time, too. I didn't realize it. So I was driving.
I was fucking tanning my taints with that.
You held your asshole to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Ducker told me to do it. That's what men do.
I love that he's out there doing Obama is gay pieces in the year 2023.
Well, yeah, they're also obsessed with thinking Michelle Obama is transsexual.
Yes, I don't get that either.
It's like she has children. What are you talking about?
And they're also upset that Sasha is now like 21 or 2 or something, living in college, and they caught her smoking a cigarette.
Oh my
And
God.
she isn't like
just like her father.
She isn't like rail thin. She's got a little bit of a belly, and she was just letting that belly hang out there.
Okay.
So
Body shaming, not good.
All kinds of offended.
Almost offensive of this movie because the world's been destroyed. We're living post-apocalyptic. I'm into it. I love the post-apocalypse. I'm like, give me more.
So we're gonna do the fun game that we tried to do last time, but so Murray's gonna tell us when childhood Murray's heart broke during this movie when he realized it's not for him.
The scene right here.
Already?
Yeah.
You just said
opening scene.
You just said I'm into it.
After the narration, I wasn't into it.
That's it?
Yes, because I saw how low budget. This is a Roger Corman production, people. New World Films. So I didn't. Of course, we said on our interview with Matt, our other Matt Sosi. Griff and I didn't know about movie studios. Who knows about movie studios as a kid? I mean, Disney kind of shoves it down your throat.
Yeah, Disney.
But I didn't know. I just knew I liked the aesthetic of Golan-Globus, but I didn't know anything about them.
When I was a kid, I think it was the MGM studio. That logo would flash, and I was obsessed.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I was obsessed with the movie Twins, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito movie.
Great movie.
And I passed by it on cable once, and I said, I need to see that movie again. That was my Schwarzenegger movie for a long time until I saw Commando, and then that took over my life. Yes. But that MGM logo, I was like, oh, this is Twins.
Yeah, the line. We all remember that.
Yeah. But it was never Twins.
So, yeah, this is Roger Corman. So I should have known what I was getting into because that guy, was low budget, don't put any money in the movies. But his thing was he would give up-and-comers opportunities. He gave a lot of people, Coppola, Scorsese, Ron Howard. He's hands off. He was just like, or he'd be like, look, we got to have tits in this movie here, and we got to have this. Do what you want.
Did he do some directing too?
Yeah, he did plenty of directing.
I was going to say, they're doing, with Vincent?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Because Criterion's doing a whole month, and he's featured on it all over the place.
Yeah.
A bunch of Corman movies.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm like, okay, now I know. Like, I should have just been, not even bother watching it.
I'm surprised, because this opening scene, we just have some...
I haven't seen this movie in 35 years, people. I saw it that one time. I never watched it again.
Right. So, I'm seeing it for the first time at 36. You're seeing it for the first time in 35 years.
Yes.
And we're both coming away from it being like, man, I would have liked to see more out of it.
Oh.
But we're opening
It
up...
just bums me out because I think R.I.P., he's not with us anymore. Roddy Piper could have been in some good shit.
Yeah.
He proved it with They Live. Like, he had the chops.
Yeah. He didn't do a whole lot, but, he was in Always Sunny for several episodes.
Yeah.
And his character was very entertaining for that.
Right.
They just had him rooting around and everything. It was great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Anyways, we're opening up. We're doing kind of a Planet of the Apes,
Well, no, first we have an opening scene. We don't do that yet. We have the opening scene where we see the scavenger looking through shit.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the opening credits.
Oh, no. I was
Okay.
talking.
Okay.
I was doing the Planet of the Apes.
Okay. All right. Go on.
With the Statue of
Excuse
Liberty.
me. All right.
So we just kind of come to, and the camera is focused, and we're looking up the Statue of Liberty, but it's forced perspective.
Yeah, it's tilted, so it looks like it's fucked up.
Yeah. And then a hand just picks it right up. It's just a little statue.
Yeah, a little piggy bank that you get at when you go see the Statue of Liberty.
Right. And then we see a black guy in his full-on, apocalyptic outfit with just like bandoliers and everything all over
Fanny
him.
packs.
Little trinkets everywhere. Hey, you put that down. Greenies can't. He had another slang word for this guy. But he's like, you can't be touching that kind of thing. Notices the statue's a piece of shit, chucks it away, and then he gets in the Greener's face, and he's like, Greener's got to get the fuck out of here. You guys don't know any better. Pushes on the Greener, knocks him to the ground, and then the Greener pulls a gun on him.
And then he shoots him.
Well, yeah. After he says, Greeners don't have guns. What are you doing?
Can't have guns.
Can have guns.
It's forbidden, which we never get into in this movie. And then boom, and then we zoom in on the scavenger because his face is totally covered. He's got
the beekeeper mesh net helmet thing.
Was it? I thought he had like fucking wrapper, like cloth wrapped around his face.
No, it
a
had
scarf.
it had like a thing.
And then he had like goggles or something.
Yeah, goggles on.
So we can't
underneath
see any skin at all. And then he goes, ribbit. And then we go into the credits. And this was cool. I like this.
Yep.
Very reminiscent of Planet of the Apes. The music very sounds like Planet of the Apes theme. We don't do opening credit scenes anymore, people. We need to bring that back, some creativity.
Right.
You know, they used to be a staple like the 50s and 60s, like a Hitchcock movie or something. You'd have this animated kind of opening credits, and we get like still images from the movie. And
out of place enough where you wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to like, oh, that's gonna happen. Kind of how they do in trailers, where like waiting for that scene.
Right.
It's just like him doing a pose with a thing, and you're like, oh shit, what is going on here? You don't know if it's in the movie or just a cool shot for the credits. So yeah, I watched this closer because we mentioned this last time, and it is a really good credit opener.
And that's where everything goes downhill because it shows a wanted poster of Piper. His character Sam Hell, wanted poster, captured.
Yeah, a nice big red stamp goes on it.
All right, now we're in an interrogation room. We hear a very familiar voice. It's William Smith.
We love this.
Once again, I'm excited again. I'm like, Normad, I love your shades.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Second watch through, is that what you were saying? Is you were already nosedive with the Corman thing, or is that when you were a kid?
I was gonna give it a second chance. I didn't go into this going, I'm gonna hate this. I'm like, maybe memories. I don't remember it properly. I had that gut feeling, but I didn't. I was going into it. I'm gonna try to like this.
Because
I didn't hate. By the way, I did not hate this movie.
Yeah,
but I did not like it either. I
Just
know.
disappointing.
I'm not gonna go back and watch. 35 years from now, if I'm still alive, I'll watch it again.
yeah. We'll just stop doing this for 30 years and then pop it back up. When
That's the one
when
episode
our
I'll
audience
redo.
is dead.
Our audience is eternal. We keep them alive.
That's right. Just keep listening to us, and you'll never die.
So Sam is tied up in a chair. Devlin, it's like the dark room with a spotlight on him overhead.
Devlin is charging Sam with fucking people.
Well, fucking his daughter.
Oh, fucking his daughter.
That's why he's
right.
that's why it's
his
personal.
daughter was pressing charges too.
Was she? I thought he was just pissed off. No, I thought she was in.
No,
'Cause all the women love him.
No, she was pressing charges, and we'll find out why she dropped the charges.
Okay, so he's like, how dare you?
I just watched this movie an hour ago.
How dare you have sex with my daughter? Bashes a bottle over because Sam like chirps out probably some one-liner. You know, she enjoyed it or something.
I feel like if they did this movie today, we'd have bashed him with a coconut. For wrestling fans, a nice little wink to them.
Yeah. Well, we get that in the end fight. We get a little callback to Piper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
So
I bashed it, but hey, we're talking about modern wrestling. Bashing a bottle totally makes sense.
Right. Real glass, Devlin.
So
Devlin steps back. He's just got the jagged bottle, knocks Piper down on the ground. Sam down on the ground, and he's coming in. He slashes his throat because we're living in the age of today where ICE can do whatever they want. Then that's what Devlin is, basically, an ICE officer. So he's like, I'm either sending you to a detention camp where you're under the sun for 24 hours, 135-degree heat, or I'm just going to stab you now, and that's when the doors just fly open. Because the future, they just fly open.
Then we hear, not so fast, honey. Fat black woman.
I'm sorry, everybody. That's what she's called in the credits.
Yes.
She should have fought it. The union should have fought for a better name. But
that's what they're fighting for now.
Yeah, that is. Okay.
Less demeaning credits.
I mean.
But she made it her own. She took the role. I think she gave some dignity.
Yeah.
Because she's obviously in charge.
I loved her because anytime you have to go to like any state government run thing, there's always this person, and I'm always thankful for them because they're no shitting around. They're just like, let's push you through here. Let's get you done. And it's awesome.
Behind her, a character we recognize, Sandahl Bergman, played, of course, Valeria. Two people from Conan. We got William Smith and Sandahl Bergman.
Oh, that's right.
Of course, I didn't recognize her because she's so not sexy because she's got glasses. How do you like her glasses? Not at all.
Not at all. Did you notice same frames that William Smith has for his sunglasses in the next scene?
I did not notice that, but they're giant. They're Run DMC 80s glasses.
They're fucking ridiculous. Kissinger just had big black frames. I can't think of who else had these.
Run DMC. Those
Jiminy
are Run.
Glick. I
Okay.
think that character had him as well.
Giant glasses and her hair up. So whole non-sexual being at all.
Right. I think the
I'm just-
80s sexualized it. Eventually, though, the sexy woman in the lab coat, the white little lab coat on the heels with the hair up, and then
But this is they're doing this on purpose, though, Graf. They're wanting us to not want to fuck this.
right.
woman.
This is the build up to one of their biggest
Yes.
jokes.
Exactly. So she's behind her. She's keeping quiet. Fat black woman. That's her name. That's her character's name.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
She's like, not so fast, honey. She had to, every word had to end with honey for some reason. And she's like,
Sorry, everybody.
turns out he has a loaded weapon.
Yeah, no, Devlin stops her. I'm going to get this man. He's my man. He fucked my daughter. She's pressing charges. She dropped those charges. Apparently,
Looks like she
this-
dropped her drawers, honey.
and then she high-fived Spangle for some reason. She's like, well, your daughter was upset until she realized she's pregnant.
What? That's impossible. Every man is sterile.
68% of the male population is sterile.
I thought 68 is dead. Was it 68?
I'm pretty sure
sterile?
68 is sterile.
Well, that's not that. Those odds aren't that bad.
That's
Why do
not
they
that-
need Sam Hell
that's
so much?
really not that bad.
Yeah.
You should be able to find a lot more people. Unless there's like 100 men, and so you're looking for 14 of them.
But we learned that he fucking impregnated a woman first time. I mean, he's got potent. His spermatosoma is off the charts. Put it on the Sweden scale, blows it up. By the way, I think that's why your laptop blew up. I think the Sweden scale drained it.
It might have drained.
We used it the week before.
Oh my god, we abused
Fried at circuits.
We abused the week.
Right.
We've never played the startup for the Swedes scale for a reason, apparently, because it breaks things.
Right.
Goes full Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst.
So she's like, I don't know anything about that, honey, but we're taking him to med tech, honey. And he's just like, no, I'll get you. You and your little dog.
By the way, you're being reassigned. You're going to border patrol duty.
Yeah, because they saw how well he does the interrogations.
Right.
You know, you belong at border.
Devlin decides he's going to get one last little, stab in and tries to fucking shove that bottle into, I don't know, Sam's calf or something. But Spangle is apparently been trained in various hand-to-hand combat, grabs his wrist and does, a nice little wrist
Yeah,
flip.
we saw her in Conan. She knows how to handle herself.
That's right.
So, they're going to take... Next scene, we see our boy Sam Hell wearing a hospital gown and this gigantic, like, chastity belt contraption that says property of the
MedTech?
No, something government. Like
I don't remember what it was. We have some kind of split faction here, and we're gonna learn there's some kind of war going on where they're trying to up the male population.
Well, yeah, we're still fighting the war with Russia,
Oh,
and
it's-
now
okay.
we're having a population war. We're trying to
Okay.
repopulate because might makes right. The numbers matter.
Right. There is a lot of good, and this is something maybe that's missing through most of the movie, but in this scene I loved it. There's a bunch of propaganda posters that are playing on like the what's a abstinent, like the pro abstinence, Christian, how they're like, oh, you should just not have sex. They had all the propaganda that's like Genesis says, fuck your girlfriend and your
Be fruitful,
half
multiply.
sister and pretty much anybody you're not blood related to.
Yeah, there's like a condom with a slash through it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And they're telling them because they're giving them an option. They're like, they have a contract. They have signing bonuses on it and everything. You knock up, 10 girls in the first week.
Yeah,
you
the
get,
incentives, the
Yeah.
rewards, yeah. All this, it's it's looking good, but he's like, I ain't no government stooge. Well, would you like to go be Devlin stooge? I always end that sentence by saying I am a true patriot now, and I salute the flag.
And then he goes, boing, and pops a boner.
That's right.
Because he's like, well, how? Because he's got this contraption on, and he's like, how am I supposed to, shit and piss? There's a flap. Don't worry about it.
That's when they stop for a laugh track in the movie. That's why maybe the delivery was off for a lot of it, because it does have that weird... It feels like it wanted to have a laugh track.
Probably. And we learned that there's to get these basically metal underoos off. There is a code only Spangle knows. She's like, don't fuck with it.
Yeah. That dick is our property now. You signed the papers. Classic wrestling trope, contract signing.
Yeah, once he heard that his only other options going back to Devlin, he signed those papers really quick. All right, so now we're moving. We're going. We got to go. We next thing we see is Spangle watching. It's either a news story or she's getting her mission statement.
It was a recorded mission statement because they were like, we already know that we're not going to find people who are capable of impregnating women all that often. Fertile men.
Right, and when you have fertile men, you need fertile women. So
is this like Joe Rogan's hellhole? Is that most men don't have like testosterone anymore? Is that the issue? No, it's not that. It's not even a testosterone thing. It's just that they just can't impregnate women. Too much Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew? I thought that was supposed to make you more virile.
Oh no, Mountain Dew apparently has been known to kill sperm.
Wow, I'm gonna use that. Maybe. Hey guys, in case if you don't have any like condoms, just dip your dick in some Mountain Dew and you're good to go.
That's
you can actually you can say that for like maternity suit. You go. I dipped the dew.
I soaked it.
I dipped the dick in the dew.
Yeah.
And then the judge has to be like, case dismissed.
I mean, I want to know what the thrust to dip ratio is. Like, do you have to dip your boner in, Mountain Dew for each thrust in order?
No, it's just one. It's a coating. It's like a slime. I mean, that's why I don't. Have you ever drank Mountain Dew? It's disgusting.
I haven't had Mountain Dew in years.
But. Yeah, it's gross. I don't want to touch that shit. That's the drink of white trash. White trash is like I'm sorry if you're drinking white Mountain Dew, you're white trash. I'm sorry.
What about Baja Blast?
Is that another Mountain Dew?
Yeah, that's Taco Bell's special Mountain Dew.
That's them trying to class it up. It's still white trash. So the story is there was a group of fertile women. They're in some weird kind of like religious cult where they're pacifists. And they got taken by Commander Toady to Frogtown. And so they're being held captive. And we also learned that Toady came in possession of a cache of weapons. So we're worried we're going to war with Frogtown.
Right. And it's like, we don't even know how they got this cache of weapons.
Right.
So we got a lot of crimes to solve.
So the mission is not only to rescue these women first, and then knock them all up. So that's the mission.
All right. We're heading outside with Sam. He's got all of his wasteland outfit on. Dusty, weird jacket. It's not leather.
What was it? Like
I have no idea.
I thought it was like acid wash denim for a second.
Like rubber.
And then he has like jeans and like motorcycle boots and then a flap.
He's got a flap.
Butt flap and a cock flap.
Was it supposed to be like a torn up kilt?
Maybe it could be a nice callback to his wrestling career.
Little bit, maybe, because
maybe he can't function without that because he's so used to it. Because it's like baby steps. They're easing him into the movie industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're onto something.
Okay. Guys, this is all new for this episode, by the way.
But is he wearing, is it pants or is it chaps? Because can he get his pants over that? That's a pretty big contraption.
The contraption is huge.
What's it called? The ECR?
ECR. He would have to be wearing pants like 2 times the size because those fucking things added 2 to 3 inches to his waistline.
He looked like he's wearing a diaper. Maybe that's what it did, and that's why he's wearing the flap because he's embarrassed because he had diaper butt. Anyway, so he's got his outfit, and this is where we meet. The car drives up. A pink like PT Cruiser drives up. That's going to be because women are running the world now. We'll learn later how awful that is.
Right.
And there's a machine gun mounted on the roof. There's like a hole in the roof. The machine gun mounted.
Oh, this is where I did the joke where this is where George Miller got the idea for Fury Road.
Yeah.
As he saw this, and he was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, we were riffing big time. We exposed George Miller for the fraud that he is. Roger Corman basically wrote Fury Road, and he just cribbed it.
Yeah.
So, then we see the bodyguard for Sam Hell, Sentinella, Officer Sentinella. I don't know the girl's name. One role I know, she was in the movie Silk. She was a star. It was a female protagonist action movie. Tagline being, why do they call you Silk? 'Cause I'm so damn smooth.
That's rough. I liked her in this movie, but that's
rough. I was shocked. I was like giving up Big Dyke vibes, but I'm into her. I'd be down. down to fuck her.
Outfit was completely wrong, but yeah, I agree.
She got the short, slick back hair.
Yep, that was the good part.
Got great tan.
Tough demeanor.
She's got a little sexy army army uniform, like tiny short shorts. Sandals, I don't know why she was wearing sandals.
Oh, the sandals were so... I didn't like the shorts. Not short enough for me, dog. I wear shorter shorts than she was wearing.
Wow. And, sandal. And the combat boots. She's
The
a soldier.
The combat boots would have been the look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dropped the ball there.
Yeah. Like, all the girls nowadays are wearing, what's the...
I can't believe it's still a thing. Why are guys obsessed with wearing sandals still? Why do guys want to wear sandals?
What kind of sandals?
Any sandal. Like, no. Stop.
You're just weird about open-toed anything.
Men shouldn't be wearing. Those are like women's shoes. Sandals?
You're
with me. I've never seen you wear sandals
I'm
ever.
not a sandal guy. I don't want to see people's feet either, but still.
Well, at least women usually take care of their feet. I'm not guys with like these snarly fucking toenails, dirty fucking feet.
I haven't seen many women with gnarly toes, whereas dudes constantly get fucked up toes.
Because they're wearing sandals.
But the women?
Women take care of their feet.
Okay.
I'm just saying the reason they let their toenails get all snarly is because their toes are free. They're not getting like pressed up in their shoes.
So even in the apocalypse, Sentinella is keeping up with their toe care.
Yes, she's getting the mani-pedi. I told you, women are running the fucking world now.
It's true. There's probably a whole division of medtech that just can't.
All right, so like, I'm not getting in that car. It's a chick car. Get in the car, mister.
We even have a moment where Sentinella turns the mounted gun on him, and so she's showing, I'm not fucking around with you.
Right. So he goes, all right, gets in. They drive out. They hit the border. They make a run for the border, and they bump into a very familiar face, very familiar sunglasses.
That's right. We got a couple of good details here because at the border, there's two guys just sitting outside in like the vinyl lawn chairs, snoozing. They do a zoom in. They show they got like frog squasher.
Frog
patch.
stompers.
Frog stomper. Pretty cool little patch.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd like to see that. I'm sure it's a thing nowadays. I just haven't found it yet. But
Couldn't stomp a frog wearing sandals.
That's true. And they pull their guns immediately because apparently that's what you do when you're
because nobody comes to the border.
Right. So it's got to be bad. It's got to be bad news. So
you figure it'd be the opposite. Someone trying to come in would be the problem, not going out.
Right. Exactly.
You figure they just go on through. Who cares?
Like all we've been told is nobody goes into the Frog Reservation. So why are they pulling a gun on the people dumb enough to go into the Frog Res? Maybe because you have to assume they're trouble. Anyways, guns are pulled, and so now authority is being pulled out.
Is that who in the Sam Hell is that? Oh, it's Sam Hell.
Oh, it's Sam Hell.
I'm going to get you. And then Sentinella points her gun at him. There's a little Mexican standoff.
Spangle hands over a document. He looks at it. He's like, why don't we just kill him here first, since you're sending him on a death mission?
And then Piper gives a little look to the camera like, death mission? And then they drive off into the mutant reservation where all the froggies are. All right. So now we're out there. Nature calls.
The gas. The car's nature calls.
Yeah.
Need some more gasoline.
Gasoline. And Piper needs to guzzle his lean. So
I saw some roses over there I want to piss on.
Knock yourself out. So he's like, oh, my God, this is too easy.
Right. Piper's face acting here is great. There's a lot, like, after I got to watch this the second time, since I actually got to watch the movie, I wasn't focused on writing, got to watch his face acting here. Right. He's doing some great shit.
Facials are great.
There's so much. I mean, of course, that's where he learned from wrestling. Yeah. Great facial. He's doing so much great work with his face, but it's just, there's so much not working out here.
Goes to the top of the hill, looks back and forth, just starts running down the hill. And then we hear beep, 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 beep. He looks down, his fucking ERC's going off. And then all of a sudden, he just writhes in pain. His dick is getting electroshocked.
Spangle comes over the hill explaining, my earrings have a GPS in them. I can tell anywhere that location of your dick is just by my ear. It just sends me these beeps, and I decode them in my brain, apparently, or whispers to her or something. I don't know.
And she's like, if you even think about trying to remove that ERC, boom, there's a fucking pound of fucking plastic explosives in that.
So they take them back to camp. Don't worry, guys. We'll learn more about the earrings later. But we're going back to camp for now. And we got
He's been chastened.
Yeah, we got that nice fire going. Spangles in her tent. Sentinella's just sitting on the car.
Polishing that gun.
Not phallic at all.
No,
nothing here. And Roddy taking his shirt off, just getting cozy in his sleeping bag. And then you hear zip. It's like, oh, did he get that flap? Wait, no, zip's not a flap noise.
No.
Camera cuts over to the tent opening. And Spangle. Well, Spangle has a mission. And we'll get more on that, what her mission is. But apparently, she has womanly needs too. And there's still the same amount of men, but they're not fertile. And that makes it less fun to fuck. Is this a movie that's telling men not to get the snip?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. And so she comes out, and she's wearing some Vince McMahon approved, or I should say Macho Man approved lingerie,
Bloomers?
nightwear, bloomers, yeah.
It's like, was it layered or was it one piece? Because it looked like she had some white giant like panties on, and then a tiny like camouflage thong over it.
It was like somebody sewed a doily into a camel thong.
Yeah, she had like a camel. You did have a camel toe, but she had a camo bikini with like doily shit on the outside of the edges. Yeah,
it was like sewn in, so it was like the doilies made it into short little shorts.
But remember, we're supposed to not think she's a sexual being, and this tracks with her character. Because, like, Sentinella, she's got a tiny fucking camo bikini, and that's hot. But when you add the doily to it, it's not hot.
Right.
So that Spangle's character is not, she's supposed to be awkward, sexually awkward.
Right. And so she's doing the quiet temptation thing here. You can see it. She's
stretching.
She's got a fog machine because she's trying to, trigger his fog effect. It's not, or her fog effect, rather.
Right. She's taking it literally.
Yeah, she took it literally. We literally see her hop on a fog machine, and she stands out. She stretches.
Dry ice. It's like everyone's coughing. It's like Lycanthropist Chris' house at Halloween. It's just Chris.
Chris, I hope you're doing
Where
well.
are you, buddy? If you're listening, reach out to us.
Right. We need to hear back from you. Right. We've got a whole Corman Christmas. Wait, no, we don't. We have a whole
well, Schlocktober's coming.
Oh yeah.
We know you're a horror guy. Anyway, so yeah, she's awkwardly. He turns around. Even he's like, "Oh my god, what is she trying to do?" And she's like, aren't you feeling a little hungry?"
I know a man of your sexual stature likes to feast on womanly nibbles.
That's how awkward she is. She actually said womanly nibbles. And he said, "Not hungry," and just rolls over. And like she Sentinella, she's like smirking. She's like, "Oh my god."
Sam does him one worse because she goes, "Oh, not interested." Sam's just leading her on so hard. The roles have been reversed. Right. This is kind of cool.
The smog is a rolling in.
This is kind of cool. Second time watching this, I was like, I'm not off this movie yet.
Yeah. Turns over.
Yeah.
She gets up. She starts rubbing up against him, and he's just like, "You know what? What the fuck?"
Yeah, she comes over and she's like, "I need to keep your dick energy warm and hot like a lava lamp." And you're staring into me.
Her lines are horrible.
And so she's up and she's trying to do like some kind of genie dance out of Ghoulie too. And he's like, "I'm not interested." And then he turns, looks up at her, and goes, "Meh, maybe." Grabs her by the wrist, yanks her down, starts making out. Sentinella goes for her gun, even though she was asking for it. She literally was saying, "I want you to fuck me."
Wow, did we just hear Griff say that? She was asking for it. I want nothing to do with that. I I am not Mila Kunis and Ashton
Ashton
Kutcher trying.
or the mom or the dad.
No.
Bitches Leave wrote a letter in favor of Danny Masterson.
Yeah. Not me. Griff, maybe. Not me. So Piper, let's just cut to the chase. Piper grabs her, and then all of a sudden, his dick starts fucking pulsating with electricity.
What kind of blue ball hell is this?
And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was told I was supposed to keep you stimulated, to keep the sperm flow going." That's the worst thing you can do, ladies. Ladies, don't take any lessons from Spangle. Getting a guy all horny and then be like, "That's it,
Yep.
no release."
I'll see you in 4 days.
That's called blue balls, and that hurts. I think you said blue balls. I don't even think the electric shock went off. I think it's just blue balls kicked in.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Fuck this."
Wow, he went from okay.
He's the most potent man in the world.
That's right. It's I don't know what it would look like if he went to Timberley Stadium and listened to our podcast. Because if he's that potent, stand back, wear your fucking Gallagher
Did you
outfit.
see after the Marshmallow Man blows up in Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
that's what would
it?
happen.
Okay. Yep.
So that night he goes to sleep, aching balls and all, wakes up, and Sentinella is all over him.
She's fucking ripping off her clothes. He's like, "What the hell is this?" And he's looking at her boobs. She's got like a tape strip of she's completely tan except for that tape strip over her
she's got like
nipples.
a tube top tan lines,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. And so she's just going at him.
She's grabbing at that junk, and she's like, how do we get this open? Well, there's a flap there. And then we hear that thing, and the flap goes off, and she's ready to mount him. And
I don't think we should be doing this right now, and I believe in the speeds and scale. And she's just grabbed onto that stick shift, and he's like, "Well, when you say it that way, I am in favor." And so he's starting to get into it. She's getting up on his nips. She's fucking
on his nips.
Because
Wow.
she's on top of him.
Yeah.
She is the aggressor in this situation. And so this was unasked for. She's lucky he consented with his eyes here. Yeah. She read eyes. So
you're saying he was asking for it now? The roles have been reversed once again.
Yes. Murray, this is a lot of role reversal here. It's interesting. This is probably why people gave it such a low grade. They were afraid of the sexual territories they were, adventuring to.
Just as Sam's about to slip it in, Spangle comes out.
Just stands over them silently with the finger to that earring.
And he's like, he just hurls Sentinella off of him.
Yeah.
Because he don't want to feel that again.
That's right. So we see butt naked Sentinella like curl up into a ball, and she's just like, fuck. So now she's got blue balls or whatever the lady equivalent of blue balls is. Sam's blue balls got to be even worse unless he...
There's a lot of blue circular things going on here.
Unless the excitement of getting caught made him blow his load.
Could have been.
It could have.
We never get into that. It's like, well, how does the flap work? Like, so he can pee, but how does he shit?
Well,
you
know what? We did this last week.
It's like a jock strap. That's what
strap.
we came up with that. It's got to be a jock strap situation.
Yeah.
The butt cheeks are, so he can get pegged all he wants. And I think Sentinella would be into that. I think so.
She might be,
yeah. Next morning, we finally cross over into mutant reservation territory. There's signs. Abandon all hope. All ye who enter mutant town, Frogtown.
Sans pointing out that not even the guards, ICE, is willing to travel into the frog reservation.
Right. And he's just like, he's like, how am I supposed to rescue? I signed up to fuck, not to die. What am I supposed to do?
I have a plan. And then they do this thing where supposedly she's explaining the plan. We don't get to hear it, but it goes from daytime to nighttime. And Roddy is just furious. That's your plan?
Yeah, he's like, I signed up to fuck for freedom, not to die for this shit. And he's got a point. That's all he did. And she's like, your contract says, and she has this, and he just grabs it and throws it out the window.
Yeah, it's like all those poor kids they recruited to the military.
And she's like, fine. If you don't want to do your mission, we'll just leave you. And they just stop the car, kick him out.
Right. He throws the papers into the air because he knows another wrestling trope. He knows a good contract signing. Once that paper's gone, if like a manager gets a hold of it, maybe shoots it with the fireball, it's gone. That's it. Vamoose. You don't have to fulfill the contract. He throws it out into the air. And so if a good Gus gets it, contract's over. He gets kicked out of the car with it, though. They drive off, and then he's reminded. Boop, boop, boop.
So we get a little gag where he's chasing after the car. I don't know how far the distance is because they had enough time to stop, start a campfire, get some hot dogs out.
Right.
By the time he rolls it.
It had to be a couple miles because a mile on foot, walking, that's about 20 minutes. So I want to say they gave him about a 3-mile radius on that thing. Gave them about an hour to walk, catch up. They got their fire. They got their hot dogs out. And they are going to Glizzy Town. Like Sentinella can suck those fuckers down. She's the what's the hot
Joey
dog guy?
Chestnut
She's the
or
Joey
Kobayashi?
Yeah, either one. You know, just pick your favorite hot dog slurper. And she's that. I mean, she must be training for it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, why didn't they let him fuck her? Well, she's not fertile.
She's not.
That's
why.
why.
They mention it during the sex scene.
Yeah. So while he catches up, you know, a beeping starts going. It's like, oh my God, not the ERC again. No, this is something different. Spangle has a device that can somehow detect its fucking fertile pussy radar or something.
You know, I feel like hair metal bands have been trying to teach us that, you know, fertile pussy radar is a thing. Like, you can find women that need to fuck tonight. It's the same technology that goes behind those ads when you're on sketchy sites that say there's hot, horny women near you, and then they show you your city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
not
same.
real?
No, that is real. I'm telling you.
Okay.
That's been around.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm like, where are these hot cougars in Pontiac? I've never seen them.
I know.
Yeah.
It's no
I
one
need the
has
detector.
invested because the military, the government has control of all their devices.
Oh.
It's not like the cop radio things, you know?
Anyway, there's a fertile woman in nearby. So now, like straight out of Wild Kingdom, they go on the hunt. They're hungry like the wolf. They're on the hunt. They're after you.
They have the fucking like night vision goggles that they have to wear. They're literally reading the readout on their little device because it's so dark. Even with the headlights on, they can't figure out where the fuck to go. So the blips start getting closer. The woman's in the headlights. They're still looking down at the console, you know. And finally, Piper goes, "That's her right there. You need to stop or you're going to run her over."
It would have been cool if they had like a net gun.
And shot her, yeah.
And then dragged her behind the car, take her to the campsite.
I'll go along with the first part, not the second.
And so, well, it would explain why she's so filthy.
She is.
By the way, people, this is where the original episode cut off. This is gonna be our 4th time describing this scene.
Hey, we're like at the same mark.
Microwave timing.
That's right.
This is the 4th time we're going to describe it. And it will be the last time we describe this fucking scene and the rest of the movie.
Please. Cross fingers, knock on wood, very softly.
All right, so this chick, straight out of Road War, she's the feral child. Filthy, playing a fucking little music box, going, ha, 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 ha. Pretty unfuckable. I agree with Sam because they got her tied up and Spangle's doing all her like calculations, ovulation. Like,
she's trying to do like a government, surveillance inquiry or whatever. You know, she's got to ask her typical questions and all that kind of thing. So she's up there and she's doing the thing because fertile woman is not saying anything.
Right.
She's going
speaking caveman. Yeah.
Exactly. And so she's doing what you do when someone doesn't seem to be understanding you, you know, when you're in a foreign land and they don't understand English. Would you say that you've had your period within the last week or has it been longer? And so she's getting furious. And that's when finally Sam cuts in. Hey, she's terrified. Your questions are too personal. And she's hungry. Let me give her some soup. So they're eating the weakest looking soup. It just looked like milk.
Yeah.
Or gruel, excuse me. So
it could have been drool in it, too. I don't know.
So he goes over, Hey, you're hungry there. Let me get you there. Helps her tilt her head back and everything. Puts the bowl to her lips. Very Christ-like.
Maybe it was. Maybe he just had some cereal and he just gave her the milk that was left
Maybe,
over.
yeah. Maybe. Some shredded wheat or something.
Ooh, that'll be, God,
Yeah.
just a couple of those twigs from the shredded wheat and floating in it. And
Chokes.
And that explains why she spits it in his face.
That might be why.
Because she's like, shredded wheat? What the fuck? Where the Lucky Charms? Where the Fucky Charms?
Where the fucky Charms? That's why she's running around in the desert. That girl's been getting
So, she takes it in the backside. That's why. So she's ovulating.
Was that a Jim Brown reference?
Exactly. Yes.
And Killing American Style. I know. People, make sure you listen to that episode to hear that.
So, not just the bots, people. So, she's like, Spangle's taking the bull by the horn. She's like, all right, I'm tired of this shit. She's ovulating. Boom! Sticks her in the ass with a hypodermic.
Sam, of course, is freaking out. What the fuck are you doing to her? Knocked out. Finally
giving her some Ovidol.
Yeah.
Which apparently is like Molly.
Right. Because this girl, we do like a little transition, so it's been a little bit of time. She's the woman, fertile woman, is just kind of wiggling around on the ground. She's got a big smile on her face. She's listening to Bjork in her own head or something. I don't know what's going on in there.
Bjork.
Not
some like EDM or anything. Bjork.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bjork came to mind.
Okay.
And so then she just looks over. Spangle looks over at Sam, goes, all right, right now.
Start fucking. She's got like a stopwatch.
She's got a stopwatch. Put the Spurs.
She's got a mobile Sweden scale that she's like setting up.
Oh my God. And that thing, the generator for that thing was 3 times the size of the car. I don't know where they got it out of. Some kind of magic D&D pocketbook.
And Sam's like, well, I need some fucking music. I can't just perform like that.
That's not how this works. I can't just.
I have to work out what's the sex choreography going to be? I don't,
This thing just doesn't go up and down. I'm not a light switch.
All right. I get it. You need a little of the art of seduction.
Well, it just so happens that the military, MedTech, has trained me on such manners.
And then she commences to do the most awkwardest white girl seduction moves.
Heather Locklear and
TJ Hooker.
TJ Hooker, eat your goddamn heart out.
Yeah, it's even like fucking Piper or Sam Hell is like, I think my dick curled up into my body. Like, it's just awful. Stop.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I signed the contract. I'll do the deed.
He feels so bad. And I want to give Piper more credit here. Second watch through, the first time we record this, I thought, we didn't record this, but we were talking still. Yes. I was saying this is the moment I turn on the movie.
Okay.
I was just like, I'm done with this at this point. This time through, I'm still with the movie. I realize it's when they get to Frogtown that I was like, the back half of this movie is not for me at all. First half, I think, is fine. But once they finally start getting into the action and all this shit, I was just like...
When something starts happening,
they finally starts happening, they lost me. I didn't find it interesting. So, Sam is so upset by this dance. He feels so bad. He's making so many disgusting faces that Spangle gives up and curls up into the fertile position. And he's just like...
The fertile position?
Fetal position.
I mean, the girl is in the fertile girl is in the fertile position.
Oh, right. My bad. I got it backwards. And so she's in the fetal position, and Sam just feels so bad. I signed. Put your blouse back on.
Cover up, please.
Please cover up. It's distracting me. I can't get this up. I can't get the flap off. So he's like, I did sign the contract. You're right. Just go back in your tent. I'll do my work. And so he's getting on top of fertile woman, and he's just making eye contact straight into Spangle's eyes.
It's like you're fucking somebody and your dog's in the room staring at you. Not a very awkward situation.
Well, it turns out, Murray, dogs aren't the only ones watching the coitus.
Yeah, that scavenger from the beginning of the movie is watching as well, I think.
It's the same outfit with like the beekeeper mask. Or
Did
whatever.
not hear a ribbit.
Was too aroused. Wait, no, I thought frog. When do frogs ribbit? Do they just ribbit all the time? Is it a mating thing?
I think it is a mating call, yeah.
I thought it was too.
And when they fight, I saw a funny snake. This is more longer. I saw a funny video of frogs fighting because they're so stupid. Like because they had their their like whatever their chin or whatever like stretched out. You know how they do that. And they're just like these chubby little frogs like slap fighting each other. It's like little Steven Seagals.
I'll remember that for later.
All right, next morning.
Okay.
Next morning.
We can't talk about frog fighting anymore, unfortunately. That's what I want to talk about.
It's inhumane. Next morning, Spangler wakes up, sees Sentinella still stroking that gun barrel. She's got a little sexual frustration apparently going on.
A lot of sexual frustration.
Spangle notices that the fertile girl is now beautiful. She's got beautiful teased up 80s hair. Her face is clean.
Right, and the loving couple in the fucking shared sleeping sack. They're
spooning
dead,
away.
They're dead asleep, spooning away, just fucking morning wood riding in between her legs. And Spangle's looking over at Sentinel like, did you clean this bitch up? What the fuck? No, that wasn't me.
What? That ain't my job description. Fuck that.
Right.
And then we learned that he's not just a pump and dumper. He's not just a Casanova. He's a tender lover.
Right. That scene where he didn't want to fuck her right away, he was being real about that. He likes to fuck conscious women.
So Spangler's like, all right, time to bag and tag. Slaps on a wristband on the fertile child.
South is that way. Just start walking. Our med tech people will pick you up. They'll take care of you. Don't worry about it.
So what we learned, because he literally fucks some sense into this girl. She can talk now, Griff.
She literally couldn't talk last night. And now she's got a full grasp of the English language. She's like, you remember the show Frasier? I loved Frasier.
And then she gives them a little intel about Frogtown because she is one of the girls that was kidnapped by Commander Toady. And so she's like, she tells them, like, look, they're 2 clicks away, right over that ridge. Frogtown is there. And they're like, well, how did you escape and they didn't? She's like, because I ain't part of that crazy fucking Amish sect they're part of. They call themselves passives. They believe you can do whatever you want to them. I'm a fucking woman, an independent woman. I said, fuck this. I got out.
Beyonce. IENDEPENDENT. And you know me. That's a song. It's a rap song out there, everybody.
So before she leaves, she gives a tender hug to Hell.
And while Sam...
He tousles her hair like a little kid.
Sam fucking brings her in for the hug. It's a warm, it's a hot embrace. No, I should put it back down to warm because they're not like madly in love with each other.
Like he just tousles her hair and goes, "You
Right.
be good," and gives a little spank on the butt as she walks away. She giggles.
It really is like, yeah, we're doing our work, but we're respecting each other while we're doing our work. So tussle the hair, toss of the tush.
Yeah.
But we see that Sam just stares those dagger eyes from the night before into Spangle.
Yeah.
And Spangle is returning the favor. And it's
I see a little bit of that green-eyed monster called jealousy.
yeah, Sam gives her a little smirk like, that could have been you, but you fucking blue-balled the fuck out of me.
All right, so they
Twice.
right. So they get into the pink PT Cruiser.
Thanks, Wiggs, for showing up.
Stops right out the outskirts of Frogtown, and now their plan that Spangler has goes into motion. She tarts herself up in the sluttiest outfit you can imagine. Fucking thigh-high stockings, some...
Torn thigh-high stockings.
Of course,
yeah.
torn. All from the neck down, Slut City. We're loving it.
Right.
Up, neck up, hair up, gigantic fucking glasses. You can see into the future with those fucking things.
Would it help if during this scene when we're doing the foot up scan, like if they had some crazy hair metal playing or something to like
Cherry
really,
Pie playing.
like really like play up the bit here, or would that be too much?
And she's like, yeah, that'd be too much. She's like, hey, help me with this dog collar. She's got, from the neck down, she's got to figure it out. I don't know what's going on from the neck up. But he's like, sure, I'll help you. And he puts it on super tight,
That's
yanks on her. He's like, how do you like it being led around on a leash?
A little puppet for your puppeteer to pull you around.
And then she's like, don't even think about going for those earrings because if they lose contact with my body,
your ECR bomb will trigger. That's right. Plastic explosives. What do you think were in the butt flaps?
so
So.
they start walking towards Frogtown.
And they're getting right up on top of a hill where they can look down at Frogtown.
Which is just an abandoned factory. Which what would the world of cheap post-apocalyptic movies do without abandoned factories?
I want to know what this town looked like before.
Because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Because it's in the middle.
A factory in the middle of nowhere.
There's no roads. There's no nothing. But maybe.
What was it? You
else
think it
got
was
moved?
like an oil processing? Like I don't know what the fuck could this be.
It would have to be oil processing. It'd have to be something that had to be done so fucking far away from civilization. Like it was so weird.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But hey, it's perfect setting
It's
for
got.
a movie.
We've learned from all our Italian ripoffs. There's a lot of pipes and tubing. Dude, that's post-apocalyptic. To
Yeah,
those people.
and I'm on for it. I don't care about that kind of thing. Let's do it. I'm riding.
So before they enter Frogtown, Hell is like, "Wait, you're seriously? You're gonna go in looking like that?"
This joke's gone far enough. I can't let you do that. Like the secondhand embarrassment he was getting from, dragging her along on a leash. You'd think that'd be the ultimate, like, Dom move is to make her have to wear like her fucking ugly glasses.
Well, no, because that's what she wants you to do. So he's just like, that's the ultimate Dom thing is to make people do what they don't want to do.
Oh, okay.
So he grabs those glasses.
I forget those glasses serve a function for her.
Yes.
She can't see without them.
Well, apparently, that's what we think, but she's doing
As
all
far as we
right
know,
for the rest
as far
of the
as we
movie
know.
because he
Maybe-
pulls them off, fucking stares. He's like, "Oh my god, I can see into the
Holds him up for a second, burns an ant.
anthill explodes, and he just chucks them. And then she's like, "All right, okay, I get it. All right, let's go." No.
All right.
Puts the hair down because we saw the beautiful fucking job he did with Fertile Girl's hair. He's a master.
She went from looking like shit to looking like a goddamn Miss Elizabeth straight off the fucking entrance ramp.
Right. So he just teases it up a little, puts that hair down, and like I hope in the second watch you got this. You're like, oh my god, this is a sexual being. I would want to put my dick in this. It's like amazing.
Murray, I don't want to tell you about the things that happened.
Okay.
I don't remember even being in the room for this scene the second time through.
So yeah, now she's fuckable, people. All right. So now they go into Frogtown.
Finally. And he did tell her, just smile a little more. Women love it when you tell them to
Who has
smile.
done? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but what kind of douchebag? I've never in my life. I don't give a fuck. First of all, if someone's smiling or not.
Yeah.
But the guys that do that, like,
Yeah.
fucking mind your business, asshole.
Well, they're the fucking weirdest people. The people that say, "Oh, yeah, you're just not smiling enough." No, they're the creepiest, weirdest type of people.
Yeah.
They're never mind.
So they go. First place you go to the bar. How do we know it's a bar? Because there's a neon martini glass.
Right. So here's what we're having to understand about this abandoned factory establishment is that it is
Repurposed by the frogs.
right, and we see that people clearly have been working, like doing factory work, but it's not in the factory here. They're doing some other line of work.
Well, they're doing. Yeah, we know what they're doing.
We know what they're doing. I'm
Okay.
saving that obviously. But yeah, they're doing some kind of work, but this is also the bar on the top level.
It's where you go to relax.
And, it's also like a erotic dancing kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you gotta have that everywhere.
Relaxing, like you said, really relaxing. And then we get to see some of
Sweatpants everywhere.
the bowels of the building. This is where like toughs hang out in the middle of nowhere. This is their hangout.
Well, yeah.
So they can really, ruthlessly control things, but I don't know. There's a lot happening here.
Yeah.
And we're walking into this little frog city. We're going, like you said, we're going straight to the bar. And,
On top of the bar, we have a frog stripper.
oh, yeah, wearing all white. White day for a frog wedding.
White day for a frog. Nice day for
Nice
a
day.
frog
Excuse me.
wedding.
Nice day for a frog. Yeah,
So yeah,
it's a good joke.
yeah. Too bad we didn't
derail the
Too
show.
bad we didn't lose this part. So he's checking out the layout. Go straight to the bar, and he's like, "Oh man, I haven't had a drink in a while." And she's like, "Oh, I'll have a white wine spritzer." Shush! Slaves don't get a drink. So he's in full slave owner mode.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna fucking drink that beer right in front of her, enjoy every little bubbly hop of that beer.
No pun intended.
No.
Hop.
Oh my god.
See that?
See, you were mad at me a second before, but I come back
Turned
with
it
a
around.
fucking zinger like that. And so he starts drinking down, and he's doing that thing where you're not even paying attention to what you're drinking because you're just like, I'm gonna get a little buzz here. I haven't had beer in so long. Just gonna get that buzz, and then suddenly he goes, taste buds? Nope, this is nuclear waste.
No, it wasn't that. He noticed that they had Bud Light on tap. And you know how Sam Hell feels about transgender issues.
Yes, of course.
Is the frog stripper, was she born, was she gender assigned to the man?
He did ask the stripper on the bar, is that a dick in your lingerie?
Is that a snake? So we'll learn later, that's... But, yeah, so he spits it out, says, I will never drink Bud Light! Smashes the fucking beer.
Until
And then all of a sudden, I'll have a Bud Light. And he turns around. It's his fucking friend Looney.
2 Bud Lights, sir.
Looney, played by Rory Calhoun, famous cowboy actor. And they're like, we learn these guys have a past, apparently. Mm-hmm. And he's excited to see him. And we learn why Looney is in Frogtown.
The two of them probably were working in various like factories, hard labor type situations, Sam just passed through that because who knows what Sam does? He's just
got big
drifter.
dick energy. Yeah.
He's just BDE. He's just a BDE drifter. Yeah. That's all he is. And that's kind of what Max is. So it's like, I get that. Yeah. Although we don't know that Max is really out there laying pipe. So
no. So he's like, Looney, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, you're not going to believe this deal I got. I got these frog fuckers mining uranium. I find it. They dig it. I get 20% of the cuts.
Fucking big deal. He's just like, wait a minute. Uranium? If anybody knew about uranium, they'd be all over it. Because of the bombs that ended the fucking civilization 10 years ago? I know. Shh. But if you want a job, I'll go talk to Leroy. He might be able to work something out for us. Was it a job that they were going
No,
for?
he's like, I can tell you have a slave here.
Oh,
you want to sell
he
her.
wanted to sell. He was going to help him sell the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Sex slave. So he's like, I'll hook you up with Leroy. He knows all about the sex slavery ring.
Right. So as far as we get it, understand it, Leroy is running the club here.
Right. So they go to find a table to sit at while he's working out the deal, and they bump into the frog stripper.
Right.
And she goes up to Spangler.
Spangle.
Yeah, this was our fucking issue in the last
even
episode.
Fuckier is started this job. There's a Spangler. Like, what the fuck?
Goes up to Spangle and goes, I love you. And then Sam's like, maybe that's your type.
Right.
Some froggy lesbo action, huh? And she's like, no, idiot. That's our contact from MedTech. And he's like, oh, so the plan is afoot.
Plan is afoot. Okay.
So now we cut to, we're at a table. Some fucking, it looked like Lucky Charms. It was just some green milk slosh.
I'm gonna have to agree with Murray on this one. He's always willing to shoehorn in some Lucky Charms, but this actually did look like some Lucky Charms.
Yeah, it was gross looking, and
yep.
Looney's
turn the milk green.
Looney's just churning. It might have been some Lucky Charm residue.
Yeah,
that's how rough they live out here.
Yeah,
you want to know what a Lucky Charm is? Listen to our cruising episode. You don't eat while you're doing it.
Don't eat.
So he's chowing down Looney because it's chopped up baby lizards and turtles, and fucking Hell's like, oh hell no, I'm not eating that. And then Leroy, who's a frog pimp, is like, well, how would you like a beer? He's very erudite, very Frasier-esque.
He turns the bottle for him, and it shows that it's a Coors, and he's like, Not Bud Light. I don't like Bud Light anymore for reasons I can't remember.
He screamed Pabst Blue Ribbon. So get it? Because of frogs. He did it very Dennis Hopper-esque. He went Pabst Blue Ribbons. Fuck Heineken.
I wish I could save you and just keep moving on, but the stupid.
So
were you preparing that for last time, or was this just something?
it was too good a joke to leave on the table. So we did do that joke last time. I will.
Did we make it to the scene last time?
Yes, this is where we stopped. Right.
This was
here.
where we stopped.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that. That's the stupidest joke ever. And I love it. Okay, so Sam, he takes that beer, real beer, chugs it down, belches it out. Where did you find real beer? Oh, we were excavating.
The uranium mine's only slightly radioactive.
That's right.
And then we get like a cross-eyed fucking beautiful facials by Piper. He brought that to the table.
Again, brought it to the table. So, okay, Leroy's going to start.
Then another frog comes in swinging his fucking snake dick around. And they're like, that's Bull. That's Commander Toadie's henchman. He's the one who found those fertile women. And he hates humans. For what? Because of the bomb you dropped that created us. Shouldn't they be thankful they got created? Why are they hating?
Because they hate existing.
They have intelligence. They
hated
have penises.
They liked being idiots more. They didn't have
but
to
what?
worry
But that
about
brings up the question. We talked about it in the last episode.
Yeah, you're right.
Or were they humans mutated into frogs, or frogs mutated into humans?
They were frogs mutated into humans, and they hate it because now they're trapped.
Because now they got to get a job and they got to deal with a wife and kids.
Right, literally.
They were just frog fighting when they were frogs. Just blowing up their bellies and banging them together, and now they got to worry about fucking IRAs.
Their life was as simple as the plot to Bloodsport, and now it's fucking, like you said, IRAs and fucking, you got kids that are needing insurance and shit.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck
braces, all that shit. Frogs don't wear braces.
Right.
Frog people do.
Right. Monogamy was never a thing, but now that they're standing on two legs, everyone's
alimony.
Like, we gotta get married.
Yeah.
I got 4,000
I want to
kids.
be a frog.
I literally laid eggs with a woman. I have 4,000 kids. You know how much it costs in alimony now? $80,000. I make $2,000 a year.
So Sam's like, I agree with you, brother. Fuck that shit. And then he's like, but hey, let's get down to it. How much you want for this broad? And he's like, well, I don't want her to fuck, dear boy. I wanted to dance. Can she dance?
Well, I'll give you 30, but if I see her dance, there might be more lilies on the table for you.
Yeah, that's her currency, people. Lilies. Lily pads.
Lily pads, everybody.
So while they're haggling, Bull comes in and he grabs Spangle. I was going to say Spangler. Grabs Spangle. Who's this? She belongs to me now. And Sam's like, hey, wait. You're not going to do shit with that lady. Gets fucking hand right in the breadbasket.
That's right. And we know this shit's serious because we get a cut over to Looney, and he's trying to go like, Sam, no, Sam, stop. Because he doesn't want to get called out either. He wants to get dragged down with Sam because Sam's about to cause a scene.
So Bull goes, this looks like a mighty fine piece of ass. How about an auction? I'll start the bidding at 5 lilies. And everyone's, Bull's the fucking bully. So everyone's scared. It's like, I guess she's mine now. Doesn't even give fucking Sam the 5 lilies. He just takes her.
Right. Sam's like, no, hold on right there. She can dance. She can dance if you want it. She can leave your friends behind. She's great. And Bull's like, that's too late, my friend, and punches him in that breadbasket, like you said.
And he's out for the count.
That was the hardest breadbasket shot ever.
Right. Leaves with Spangle. Sam comes too. And Arabella, the frog stripper, who we're still not sure about her gender, but we are sure that she's on our side. And she's like, I fucking hate Commander Toad. She's like, how can I trust you? You're one of those froggers. I hate Commander Toad. For why? Reasons. They never really explain why. Maybe it's the fucking patriarchy of Frogtown.
Are you seeing why I don't like the second half more? This all fucking sucked.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
say
I
it's
know you're
great.
not. This part, like the first part in the wasteland and all that, going into the Frogtown. Okay, cool. Dip in and dip out. No, we're stuck here. We're stuck with this politics. We're stuck, and all of it kind of stinks.
But like you were saying, Sam's got that BDE going on so much that frog women want to fuck him. So she is all over him, and she's like, "Promise me you won't be gentle." And he's like, "Look here, lady. I don't know. I got this ECR. I can't do anything."
She makes her move on him, and he throws her off of him, and so she's like, "Oh my God! Every fucking legend I heard was true. You're rough. You're rugged. You're sexy."
And then he realizes he needs her help. So he's like, "Well, how about if you put this over your head?" And hands her a sack.
Yeah.
All right, now we cut back to Spangle. What has been going on with her? We don't know. She's being taken somewhere. Cut back. Arabella's sitting on the bar with a sack on her head. Sam's ready to skedaddle. She's like, "All right, I'm ready. Get your big dick out." And he's like, "What's it with the bag?" He's like, "Just a little kink I have. Don't worry about it."
A lot of humans do this. This is just my thing.
And then all of a sudden, beep, beep, because Spangle's being taken away. So that ERC's going off.
So Arabella points him in the direction of where they might be going because she assumes
This scene irritated me.
I know. So many. Of these
She's
scenes.
like, they're like at the top of a staircase. And she's like, let's go. I'll help you. We'll get her.
She tells them they're definitely going down into the bowels of the factory.
Right.
I'll take you to the entrance and everything and all
No,
that.
she's like, I'll take you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take you to whatever.
But I'm just saying, this is why it's dumb, because she's like, I'll take you there. She trips, falls into a pile of junk, and can't move, apparently.
Yeah.
She's incapacitated.
You just go on without me. Well, his dick is going to explode, so it makes sense. It's like, yeah, just keep going.
But it was stupid.
It would take a second to get her out, yeah.
So now we go to, there's this room in the bowels where Bull is at. Is Toady there? I don't fucking remember.
I don't remember when Toady came. You
All
know
I
what?
know-
Toad T makes his appearance here.
So Sam finds a little catwalk. He's like looking down on the scene.
They're basically in a barn with 2 floors, because that's what it reminded me of.
Probably was.
Underground barn.
So we see Bull talking to a very mysterious but familiar voiced character.
He's got the shy guy kind of look going on. He's got a hood pulled over his head, the big rounded glasses with a
So I'm
gas
like,
mask.
I'm thinking, is that the scavenger guy or
Right, who is
who
this
was
guy?
watching Sam fuck?
Right.
All I know is he's got glasses and he can't stop asking people, "How do you like my glasses?" He's got some kind of voice. It's
Voice modulator.
It's so irritating. Like, okay, whatever. They couldn't do it. They literally couldn't. Spoiler alert. I don't give a fuck. This is fucking William Smith, Devlin.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have just literally used a voice modulator? Because it sounds exact. It's like they're trying to voice modulate William Smith's voice.
It's rough.
So he's like, "All right, here's the deal."
There's no mystery here if you are keen enough to notice what he sounds like.
Right.
There's no mystery at all.
We learned from the scene is that he has been supplying Frogtown with the weaponry that they're having. They're not like stealing it.
Right.
And he's like, "Another shipment will be in a week." And he just leaves. And as he leaves, Sam falls over the fucking, balcony into the scene.
Of course, because that's how all these things work. And so now we see that Arabella and Looney happen to be on site in the same rafter structure that Sam just fell out of, and they're watching this as Sam is going to be captured. And of course, he shouts out to what's her name, because she was there. Spangle was there, and Spangle was telling, or not Spangle, but Toady. I'm pretty sure this is where we got our introduction to Toady and his fucking sweet Mercedes-Benz cape.
Yeah, his clasp holding his
cape together. He's going full on 80s hip hop. But they witness them as they get separated again. But they're gonna.
Wasn't that Mike D from Beastie Boys? Didn't he have the Mercedes?
I think it was Mike D. Yeah. I think they were saying they were gonna eat Spangle, And they were offering like to bring whatever.
Well, they're going to
William
eat her in
Smith's-
more ways than one.
What was wait?
but-
Do you remember what Spangle's name or not Spangle? I keep saying Spangle. What William Smith's character Devlin?
Yeah.
What his other alter ego was? It's like Commander at
Sodom or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was. It's like Commander Sodom.
I don't know. All I know is Arabella and Looney are watching this. Arabella goes, look, I'm going to go rescue Sam. You get your flare gun, and the signal for Sentinella to come in was a flare. So he's like,
right.
I'll do that.
So we got Spangler take Spangle. Sorry, everybody. Spangle.
How do we have another page to this fucking movie?
Oh my God, we have another page.
Page and a half.
Oh no.
How, though? Nothing happens after this.
Okay, so
all right, Spangle, one turn deserves another. Now they got the Molly on Spangle, and they got the Bjork blasted. Because apparently that's what you listen to when you're high on fucking Molly. So she's like, we got the other passive girls. They've accepted their life in a harem. They got the billowy, like what are they, gauze type dresses?
Yeah, I don't know what shawls and shit. They're just see through. And they're just laying them out there. They're doing a lot of like that super hocus pocus type shit to her and
Right,
everything.
they're just blowing fucking weed smoke in her mouth, her face, and
Oh right, yeah, of course.
and she's like, she's feeling it. She's like, oh, what's going on? We're weakening your body for the dance of the three snakes. All right, cut to the bowels of this area.
There's a bowel to this bowel, everybody.
Right, this is the small intestine of the fucking bowels.
Talk about getting
Right,
down with the
this
sickness.
is the rectum. Damn near killed him because Bull has Sam tied up, shirt ripped open, got the fucking flap off. We're right. He's wearing fucking chaps so the fucking thing is open. And Bull is interested in that ERC. And he's like
Well, I can't just fucking cut this up. I gotta get that tech off of you. I've got to reverse engineer this shit.
and Sam's like, don't, it's gonna blow. It's gonna blow. And he's like, well, yeah, he's like, yeah, sure. Pulls out the fucking chainsaw, goes all chainsaw massacre on the thing. Sparks are fucking flying.
He doesn't even. Yeah, it starts to fly, but he can't cut through it all the way, and so he's like, shit.
Well, it goes boom, 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 much like the
Out.
Swedes and Scale
Much
did
like
for
the
us.
Seasons guy, yeah.
Ran out of gas. Because Sam's like, finally, you came to your senses. Like, it ran out of gas. I'm gonna fucking slice your fucking jockstrap off.
Yeah, and then we get this nice cut where Bull is going over to fuck with his gear, put some gas, prime, put that 2-cycle into the oil
The
spigot.
gas oil mix. Yeah.
Yep, the gas oil mix. And as he's doing that, we go upstairs where Spangle has the girls dancing over, blowing the bong hits into her face. And the shawls and that shit are touching her earrings.
How
which,
sensitive they are.
yeah, so it's triggering them. And so we go back down to the torture chamber, and Sam is freaking out. He's getting shocked
yeah.
in his dick hole. And so he calls out, can you please get that chainsaw now?
You are one weird dude.
So Bull comes over with that chainsaw.
Sparks flying. Belt is removed.
And Sam is like, get it away from me. Get it away
Bull's
from
like,
me.
what are you talking about? He sniffs it. He's like, I mean, it stinks, but there's this flap. And then
Is this your poop?
And then just he's about to taste it, rubbing his fingers, it blows up in his face. So she was telling the truth. Because fucking Sam was like, that bitch. She fucking,
They did a good job with a comedic timing here. I almost said comedic timing.
Back up to the long intestine of the bowels. Spangler, they're preparing her. She's got like this awful kind of white wedding kind of outfit. Like it's all...
It's awful.
Billowy.
And the heads, the little straps.
Yeah, it was awful.
80s. Terrible.
Yeah, in Fredericks of Hollywood. And so they're telling her, the three snakes, you're going to love it. And then the guards come in. Because she's like, look, we can take these fucking frog fucks.
There's barely any of them. They're malnourished. They're fucking slippery. You can just slip right over. Look, we can take them. And so the girls don't get enough time to like get that inspiration under them. I don't know if it can inspire a passive, but she's trying when suddenly that door busts open. And was it 1 or 2 guards?
It was 2.
2.
And she takes care of them. Spangle handles them.
We saw her take care of Devlin. We know she knows how to, take advantage of a guy who's not exactly expecting an attack.
But then she's like, "Are you with me, girls?" And like, "Yeah." And then 2 more come in, beat up fucking Spangle, and they're like, "No, we're not with you." So Arabella gets, because remember, Sam is still tied up.
Yeah.
Fucking Toadie's splattered. I mean, Bull is splattered. Arabella comes in, she undoes him.
Yeah, she gets to the torture room. We have like a build-up scene where we see the guard outside the door, and then we see like in her whatever she's wearing, she's got a knife by her ankle. You don't remember this?
that.
Okay. And so they're alluding to the fact that she's gonna kill a guard. So she fucking kills a guy to save Sam. She wants that human dick that bad.
And then she turns a corner and just impales herself on a drill bit by Bull, who is still alive.
Yeah, after she gets to Sam and she's like fucking tickling him, and that's her kink. She's like, I know you're into bags over faces. I'm into tickling restrained men. And unfortunately, that was her last hurrah in life.
She literally just walks into the drill bit.
Right.
Dies. Infuriates Sam. It's like your laptop died on you. This is how much rage goes into Sam. He rips the drill bit out of it, and just stabs Bull.
That's it.
That was it.
That's it.
All right. Now we go to the throne room of Commander Toady. We bring Spangle in front of him. "Give me the dance of the 3 snakes." And then she's like,
She starts doing a dance here. And it's an awkward dance.
Yes.
And
this, the comedy of it is because Sendell Bergman actually was a professional dancer. So she's playing it up.
And so she's starting to kind of like move her body a little bit and throw some of that weird wedding veil and whatever gown around and everything.
But it's not working until
no one's really into it. And she reads the room. She's worked in front of a live audience before. She reads the room. And then a voice comes in her head. I don't remember what it was. It was something about...
I thought Toady just said, "Bring me some more fuckable music," and that's what got her into it.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah.
All
It was, and it was Cherry Pie by Warrant. And she starts moving, and Heather Locklear no more. Heather Thomas this time.
Woo.
And it's doing something to Toady.
Right.
But meanwhile, Looney is outside, fires off that flare. He's a hell of a shot with that flare gun. Warns Sentinellas that she is on the move. Back to Spangler. It worked. The 3 snakes have been aroused. 3 snakes meaning Commander Toadie's 3 dicks. He has 3 dicks apparently. I don't know if we never see them. We just because he's got like a flap too. Like
this is good, yeah.
And they just start rising up. Yeah.
The smock cock, the cock smock. Yeah, that's what we call it. The cock smock. And I really liked how they did. This is probably my favorite shot of the second half of this movie. Is she gets her shit together. Everybody's into it because we did that cutaway to Looney shooting off the flare, and then everything's just dry and quiet. And then we come back to this room. Everybody's alive. She's dancing her ass off, literally dancing her ass off. And then we cut over to Toady, and we see the cocksmock has 3 different pulsations against the fabric, and you're like, what the fuck? It's the 3-headed snake. It's his dick.
Right.
Dicks.
They could literally be snakes. We don't know. But
Snakes
he's like,
of the divine.
"Come to me." And then she's like, obviously disgusted, as you would be.
Inspiration by Matt Pike's Snakes of the Divine album.
Yes, that's actually, many people don't know that High on Fire album, Snakes from the Divine, is a concept album about how comes to Frogtown.
That's right.
People don't know that. So she gives him one exorcept she learned right in the fucking all 3 of the snakes. Wow. Does he have 3 ball sacks?
That's a great question.
Because getting kicked in the dick would hurt, but it would incapacitate you.
Yeah.
Especially when your dick's hard.
Yeah.
But getting kicked in the balls, especially if they're 3 balls.
Well, we also know one of the worst things you can get is like the sack tap. So if you could get like a 3 Stooges like tap across all 3 sets.
It's like skipping stones.
Oh, it's like skipping stones, Murray.
Yeah.
That would be fucking hell.
Whatever, it works. Hell comes to Toadie's 3 snakes.
I want to tell you, though, this guy is like, I forget what the toad people in Futurama are called, but he kind of has that common...
Oh, the electro toad things that would
Oh,
mind
not that
control
one.
you?
The people that talked, because there were some people that talked and they wanted to fuck and everything. I think I'm thinking of the right show, but it kind of had that type of tone to it. I love that he's like, I am now aroused. This is great. You should now see the three-headed snake. And she's like, well, I got one more walk for you to trot. That was the ball kick. That was the only action line we really got in this movie, wasn't it? Was her, like, telling him, I'm going to kick you in the balls now.
That's not a great line.
I know. Did Sam really get any great one-liners?
No. The guards break in, but Sam breaks in after him, and he kicks some fucking ass, shoots the guards, and they're ready to leave. And Sam drops some things. He drops the information he learned. He's like, you're not going to believe this. Someone's been selling guns to the Greeners. Someone named Count Sodom.
Oh, there's that name.
That was originally Christopher Lee's Star Wars character, was Count Sodom. But then they said, oh, wait, we would get confusing.
That's fucked up.
So this comes out of nowhere, this scene. Because they're
This
like at the corner of a wall, like looking over. And then she notices, and I think everybody notices for the first time, he's got a little locket, like a heart locket.
Yeah, it's not like Sam has ever closed every button on his shirt. He's always got his pecs blaring. And yes, Sam should be blaring those pecs.
This is where we learn why he's such a tender lover, apparently. Because she is like, what's that necklace that you for your wife? My daughter. So we learn that he has feelings. That he's had some shit happen to him in the post-apocalypse.
Right. So they've snuck up on where the passives are being kept captive, and they don't want to use guns here. They don't want to alert too many people, and so this is where Spangle is going to use her, womanly charms for. She's just gonna walk up and be like, I'm a woman and I'm supposed to be in there.
Well, they told us from the very first scene she's got some fighting skills.
That's right. She's already taken out 2 guards here.
Yeah.
She takes out 2 more and drops an elbow on one.
Right. But then there's because they're in this, they're like, it's like in every fucking factory you see in a movie. Tons of catwalks everywhere. So across the way, Toadie's there with his goons with guns. And then that's when Looney pops up, who's a hell of a shot with that flare gun. So he shoots it at them, and it blinds them. Because remember, frogs don't like light, apparently.
I remember this logic from high school.
And so that's we finally they make their escape, but Looney does get shot.
Yeah. Poor old Looney. So you're left.
But they don't leave him. They take him with them. No, leave no one behind. No man behind.
I guess this is the other bad part of the second half. There's like no tension to it. They're trying to make it tense, but they're also trying to make it fun and also charming with the whole, oh, you live for your daughter.
I don't know. I'm just ready to get it done. Outside, Sentinella rolls in with a pink PT Cruiser. All aboard. So we got the girls. Where did the girls come from? Did they rescue them?
Yeah, they were just outside the passive captive room. That's the scene we just... You're so eager to get this done, you're not even paying attention. They just saved them. They were just walking out with the girls. That was the Looney scene.
All right.
Come on. Now we're not the 99%. We're like the 89%. All right, so no longer a nerd. Spangle. Now that everybody's in the car, Murray.
Yes. Okay.
Sam has saved Looney as well, and Looney gave him a line like, "Don't wait up for me," and he's like, "I can carry you," and he's like, "Yeah, you are a whippersnapper." So everybody's cool. They all load up into the car. They're all getting out of here. Spangle's cool now. She pops on some shades and drives him out of town. But too bad the Toadies, Greeners, also have a car of their own.
But also, Sam goes to check on Looney, and then Looney is like, somehow, did he get shot in the head because he has blood on the back of his head?
Yeah.
Because like Sam like cradles his head,
yeah,
sees blood.
Sam's not cradling him. The ladies are.
And then Looney goes, "This is the way I want to die. Smother me with your tits." And the girls give him his last wish, and they smother Looney with their tits.
You know what that scene's reminiscent of? That fucking bald kid in the Fury Road movie. Nux? Was that his name?
Yeah,
when he was being comforted by all of Morton Joe's women?
Yeah.
That's this
who
scene.
wore similar outfits to these girls. George Miller, you fucking hack.
We found you out, George. You should always write your own movies instead of doing Hell Comes to Frogtown 2.
Which stars Robert Z'Dar.
Yeah.
So we might have to go to Frogtown one more time.
Oh, wait, there is a Hell Comes to Frogtown 2.
With Robert Z'Dar.
Oh, my God.
Who's
going
the
to
hero?
Frogtown.
He's not the villain.
We're
He's
going
the
to...
hero.
Oh, my God. We're going
And
to
he's got a mustache in it.
we are going to Frogtown.
G&G goes to Frogtown again. All right, but yes, Toady is chasing him. He's got like cannons on his car, so they're like blowing around our PT Cruiser. Toady's got the fucking Mercedes fucking cape on. He's
As
ready
we
to
t-
rock
yeah,
and roll.
We talked about that.
So Spangle's plan is, I'm just going to go on these rocks here. That should do it, right?
I see rocks to the left. I'm going to park there.
Joker's to the right. Here I am.
Yeah.
And so they stop, and then like there's cannon, but it's shooting like mortars. They're kind of just like hitting near them.
Yeah.
And then their way is blocked by Count Sodom.
Right. They're freaking out because of this little bit of cannon fodder. And they're like, oh, my God, we're under distress. What do we do? It's Sodom.
How would you like my fire show?
Pulls off the mask, and to the amazement of nobody watching this movie, it's William Smith, a.k.a. Devlin. But he has a I was kind of like, who's the villain, who's the hero? Because when I listen to Devlin's explanation, I'm like, he's kind of the hero. Because he's just like, of course I'm working with Frogtown. We can't have broads running our country. They got us by the small hairs, Sam. You understand, don't you? We need to take control.
This used to be a man's world.
So I'm buying in. I'm like, man, this guy's speaking some truth. He's speaking some Andrew Tate knowledge right now.
He's going full Andrew Tate. He's got a cigar. He's got a podcast mic nearby. He's like, I'm live broadcasting this shit. I got you by the small hairs. The cunt hair.
I've been selling those arms so I can get that uranium. Remember? Call back to Looney's uranium mine. I'm going to build a bomb. I got all these renegade scientists that are working on a bomb, and the man who has the bomb rules the world.
And so Sam, he's listening to this whole thing. He's shaking his head. He's in disgust. And while he's shaking his head, again, sleight of hand, sleight of face.
Did he
rather.
always have the sword? I don't remember seeing him with the sword ever.
I don't remember this either. But in this scene, suddenly he's got a tiny, not the full katana, but the medium katana. I forget what that's called. That's got its own name, Murray. And he's telling the one girl, grab my sword and put it in my hand. Grab it. I'm a passive. Grab it. So finally she grabs it, puts it in his hand, and he fucking dart throws it into William Smith.
Goes right through him, impales him.
And so he's on this cliffside, and they have one view of it, of course. He falls over. It's not a wide cliff, so he falls over the far side of it. And Sam's like, I got to go confirm this kill.
Right. And he goes over that rock, and there's just a puddle of blood. So he follows it, and then he sees Devlin laying there face down. He's like, well, he must be dead. He's got a gun with him.
This is the best. This is, Murray, I'm going to tell you now, the surprise for me was on par with Invasion USA.
Wow. Well, there is a rocket launcher.
Think about why that is.
Yes.
Because William Smith somehow concealed a rocket launcher under his supposed unconscious body here.
And so Sam he's dead, right? He doesn't like.
Yeah, he's just walking up to his body without a gun or anything.
Oh, I think he had a handgun. I remember.
He
him
did.
having
I didn't think he had it like pulled though.
He had it pulled.
Oh, okay.
But he said he just checked his pulse. He's like, he's dead. He's obviously dead. So he walks away.
Oh, okay.
And then it's time. It's time, Rostov. Hasselhoff gets up. William Smith's got that fucking rocket launcher ready. And then he just gets shot, right? I think, yeah, because that's like Sam's got the gun, so he just turns around and shoots him.
Yeah.
It's very anticlimactic.
It was super anticlimactic.
Like, he should have got blown up by the rocket.
Right.
Not the other way around.
And then suddenly, an explosion. And we know that's got to be Spangle's car.
Well, it can't be, because they were hiding in the rocks. That's the perfect place to get away from.
No one would ever follow him. Not even the person with no interference a mile behind them who can see 3 miles ahead of them would ever track them to the rocks.
So the PT Cruiser is in flames. He's in tears. He's like, oh, my God, all the women have died, all that fertility.
Right. Sam, who, of course, took that rocket launcher, rolls up on the scene. No women in sight. Assumes they're all dead. Toady and his crew are in their fucking whatever vehicle. You know, they've got their own Mad Max vehicle. And he's got the jump on them. So he didn't use the Rostov line again. Toady, get those toadies out of your car.
Yeah, he shows mercy, which I guess he has to because he only has one rocket. So the toadies take off. He's like, not you, Commander Toady. You stay here. And then just as he goes to shoot that rocket off, it's not time because it's a dud. It doesn't work.
So Toadie's like, you motherfucker, I'm coming for you. So Toady starts getting closer, but it turns out that Sam did have a loaded revolver on him.
Yeah.
So he does get a couple shots off on Toady. Toady goes down, and Sam's just like, well, I'm going to go check out, see if I can find the girls, and starts walking away. And doesn't he end up like on a cliff?
Yeah, somehow he's on the top of like 100-foot cliff.
On William Smith's cliff from before. He's like up there. This is the spot for a fight.
But this was I was getting fucking Star Trek flashbacks. This is Kirk versus the Gorn, which was another lizard guy. And we all know the episode where Kirk hand makes a bazooka. He like figures out the chemicals.
I don't remember this.
You never seen this?
Oh my God.
I was getting, and then I looked it up on IMDb. This is IMDb, so take it with a grain of salt. Apparently, according to IMDb, this cliff rock formation is where they filmed the fucking Star Trek scene. I believe it because that's exactly the vibe I got.
All those Star Trek sets, yeah, they kind of look.
So like, yeah, they're just fighting. I was shocked. I guess Piper's like, no, I'm a serious actor. I'm not going to do wrestling moves. So there's no suplexes. There's no body slams. But he does pull out a patented Roddy Piper eye poke. That's a patented Roddy move.
Oh, you're right. 100%.
So he does the Three Stooges eye poke on Toady.
I know that. I saw this movie. I saw the eye poke. I put it in my note. I did even register it.
Yeah. That's a classic Piper move. And then that blinds Toady, obviously, and he falls off a cliff.
Well,
but
he monkey flipped him over the cliff.
Okay, but he's hanging, and he grabs the leg of Sam,
right,
hanging on there.
So it's like, how is Sam gonna shake him loose? Well, he's not gonna shake him loose. He's gonna cut him loose.
Right, because the samurai sword
is back in his. Behind his back.
No, he can't reach it.
It was on the ground.
He had it in his hand
because that's where William Smith.
Yeah, no, he had it in his hand, and then it got knocked loose, and he's grabbing for it. So this is the only tension, if you can call it tension, in the movie.
Closest.
And he grabs it, and he cuts off Toadie's hand, and then Toady falls 100 feet down, splat.
Yeah,
and he's dead.
So Sam killed him, confirms his kill, just looks over the edge this time, doesn't go and check the pulse, returns to the car, and he's like, "Shit! I let everybody die. Fuck. Shit." Sorry.
Reb comes to Frogtown. I mean, I love Piper, but man, Reb doing this?
No, so this is the thing. Reb is a more experienced actor.
Right.
And he's been in a lot more bad movies. Yeah. And honestly, I think Reb would have been better for this role.
Yeah.
Wings, better for this. There's a lot of B-level actors who would have been better for this role. Yeah. Unfortunately. Sorry, Piper.
So, all right. So then Spangle just goes, "No, we're behind the rocks. We're fine. It's okay.
Yeah, we've been here the whole time. Why the fuck did you not try to wait? Sorry, I'm fucking up this whole build up because this second half sucks. When the first half's opening, I'm like, oh, there's so much hope for this world. But the second half, it's like, no, there's nothing. And so they embrace. Yes, they embrace. He pulls her in for a big smooch, and she goes back to that first night where she's like, I'm getting out of this. I want it, but I don't want it. And she tries to shock his dick again with that ECR, but it doesn't work.
Because he doesn't have it on. And he's like, "I knew you'd miss me," and gives her a big old smackaroo. And then he's like, "You know what? I'm over my daughter. Sentinella, take this locket. It's garbage to me now." Like why is?
What?
I guess this is somehow right. I would say it's a way to humanize him, but he was always cool to begin with. He was never a dick.
He was never a dick. He's never cold to anybody. He was like, I hate the government, which is a sentiment a lot of people have about government work. So it's like, this doesn't work. They just got a lot. there's a lot of good here and a lot of bad, and they didn't do a good job mixing.
So Spango's like, after you get done banging all these women, maybe you can give me some sloppy seconds.
That's right. After your vacation, we could go on vacation.
And then he goes, soldier's work is never done. And we go into credits.
Finally, fuck. I mean, this is like the prime example of a 4 to 5 out of the 10 scale. There's parts here, but there's just not a lot of good.
Maybe the necessary thing was Zadar. Maybe we'll appreciate Return to Hell Comes to Frogtown.
See,
Return to Frogtown.
We just said a moment ago, at least I really proposed it, but I would have liked this movie probably better if you put a B actor in there. If you had a Wings or you had a Red Brown.
Well, it was the first attempt. It was the second attempt. He was in the awful movie Body Slam, too.
Oh.
But that was in his wheelhouse. He played a wrestler.
I don't mean that as a slight on Roddy, especially at this time in his action career and all that.
He's the best wrestler turned actor. He just is.
It's just a lot of this movie had bad shit to it, and
it
Roddy's
was a
not gonna say it.
low-budget Roger Corman movie.
Yeah,
it was shit from the jump.
Yeah.
Nobody, Reb could have made it better, but nobody could have made it a good movie.
right. But the problem is only certain actors can turn that chicken shit into chicken salad, and
he was too early in his career.
Exactly. Roddy was not equipped to turn that into chicken salad yet.
He did his best. He was good.
He did his best. I didn't despise Roddy in this movie at all. I don't know. It's just it falls flat.
Well, I'm glad you said despise actors, Griff, because we've been given so much love for the past 2 months. We've just been loving it. Wings Hauser, Sho Kazugi, Steve James, Roddy Piper. Next week, we're going to get a guy we don't love so much. I mean, he is our sensei. He has taught us a lot in life.
So you're saying we're doing another name? We've done a lot of names, and we're continuing with the names.
This is a name I think all you people are going to love. We love to hate him. I mean, we don't love him.
Oh, we're going to...
You guys love us loving to hate him. This is a movie that Griff picked out. You just watched it a week ago?
Dude, I didn't even get to watch the full fucking thing. I watched maybe...
I hope it turns out.
I watched maybe 20 minutes of it, and I was like, this is a Seagal movie for you.
Is this a straight to DVD
No.
Seagal?
No.
What?
This is one of his last theatrical releases, according to whatever source I searched.
In America? I could see it being released in like Serbia or some shit.
America supposedly.
I have no recollection. It came out like 2008 or 9.
8 or 9, yeah.
So that means he's still doing some of the work.
There's slap fights. That was part of the reason why we're doing this.
He does not have the fucking chocolate donut goatee.
I don't believe he does.
He does not. I saw it. I saw the trailer for it.
He's got a do-rag on for some of it.
And he is one dangerous man.
Yeah.
That's the title of the movie.
I had to explain this to Kayla, and she was blown away by this phenomenon. How Seagal movies always have 3-word titles.
Under Siege.
Well, Under Siege was what were some of his first movies? We've done this bit before.
Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill.
Above the Law.
Yeah. He loves,
Marked for Death.
Yeah. And when we went through his IMDb, it's like over 70% of his movies have a 3-word
He's
title.
like a 2000s emo band. He's got to have 3 words or more.
Yeah.
You know, which you're going to name a band 1 2-words top. It's got to punch you. It can't
punch you.
It can't be like I'm reading a fucking paragraph.
Off.
All right, so that's next week. Steven Seagal, he is a dangerous man. We are a dangerous podcast.
To be or not to be, to use Stewart's joke that you heard at the end of last week's episode. Yes. Or no,
that
Miami
to
Vice
be
episode.
Or not to be, that is the streaming sites for
Yeah.
this movie, A Dangerous Man. Next week, keep it warm.